Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey, y'all. I want to say hey to y'all real quick. Before I do that, let me highlight what Miss Justice Jane said. Thank you for being here, Miss Justice Jane. Justice Jane says, missing 337 days in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sebastian Rogers is now 16 years old, 15 when he went missing. Caucasian, 5'5", 120 pounds, brown eyes with brown hair. Last seen on February 25th, 2024, with black sweatshirt and black Adidas pants. And I think it was a long sleeve t-shirt, like black shirt. I've got it in my shorts. It's from Smiley Story World. I do know the black pants were like the Adidas pants. There is, I don't know the reward off the top of my head. I usually go with what the FBI says. She says the $250,000 reward. I try to go with just what the FBI says, but I can get back to y'all on that. I don't know if the 250 is from the FBI or the other people involved. And she also said missing since the 2nd of January this year from Detroit, Michigan. Ashley L. Elkins, 30 years old. She was driving a 2010 gray Chevy Malibu. Black. She's African American. She has a piercing on her right cheek, 2 nose rings. Information provided by Facebook Detroit Street Watchers. Check them out. Let me say hey to y'all real quick. Please hit the thumbs up. Abellis Indie Girl Foxy Amazon. Your name is just sexy. Sarah Lee Gray Moon, Loves to Hunt, Chaz Smith, Fred Field, Donna Gardner, Thomas, Lisa. Good to see you. Justice Jane again. Exquisite. I like that name too. Are you exquisite, Miss Exquisite? Irene, good to see you. Pamela, I don't know if I said you. Jenny Jen, Abella's Bad Girl, Cara. My lovely mods. Joyous. Good to see you. Sandra, good to see you. I'm glad you made a live. Lori, Bad Girl, Jenny Jen, Cara. It's good to see you. I am surrounded by some amazing people, our lovely Speculating family, some amazing mods. I just want to say thank you all for that. You guys make my days. Hey, Anders. And I appreciate everything you do. My mod Zio was up like all night trying to get some information on an older case that I've always been real interested in, that I FOIA requested, and I'm trying to get some videos out on that stuff because those, while they have already gone to trial and have been sentenced, I would love to talk about it because it's a horrific case out of Florida, and I'm hoping to get information out on that so we can talk about it sometime soon. Anders said, do you remember the Delphi press conference in 2019 when Superintendent Douglas Carter farted and then meandered it, meaning waved it from his butt to his nose with his hand? I don't remember that. I think I would remember that if I had seen it. I don't know. That's pretty, I mean, we're talking about Doug Carter here, so I don't put it past him. Sandra, I saw some other people came in. Irene, I think I said hey to you. And hard to see. So hard to see. Good to see you. Okay, so we have a little bit of information on the Madeline Soto case. I'm going to start a poll in just a second. Maybe. I can't do it from my phone. Well, we're going to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to first share with you this email I got from this lovely person. If this person is who I think they are, they might be starting a YouTube channel soon. And if they do, I will definitely promote them because they have given me some awesome information and they keep on top of this case like white on rice. Hold on just a minute, please. Alrighty, Roo. Hey, Slow Southern Style. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. JPL, it's good to see you. Crochet Mama. I was just crocheting right before this live. Working on like a blanket for my daughter. It's going to be an heirloom blanket. All right. So this person, and they can tell you who they are if they are in chat, came up, did the timeline for us. You guys can let me know if this timeline sounds accurate to you. Hey, Boomer. And then we're going to go from this to some inconsistencies that the police picked up that's in the video I put out last night. By the way, I put out a video talking about the depositions that were released on Friday. Basically, it's the police narratives, and I read through some of those. So, this person says, hey, Teresa, here's my timeline. The stuff in red are times I still need to locate. What I want to do is look at the most important events associated, alleged times, and screenshot the cell phone location data for those times, like when they arrive or leave the condo or school, when Jen leaves and returns from LabCorp. That time, Jen and Stefan are both at LabCorp Plaza at the same time. The times when Maddie's phone moves or is turned off and on, especially the times when it shows Stefan and Maddie's or Jen's and Maddie's phones are in the exact same location. We're working on the maps. I'm still trying to get some help with that. I know some of you have sent me some stuff. If anybody knows the maps and wants to come up, we can talk about that today. I just personally don't know enough to go into it yet, and we're working on that. But if you are in the chat and you have been one of the ones that have sent me some information on it and know what you're talking about, you're more than welcome to come up if you would like to. I just dropped the link. Let me pin that real quick and we'll get right back to this. Alrighty. So she said pretty much any inconsistencies or any incriminating cell phone location data. What do you think? It starts Sunday, February 25th, 2024. Says, we don't know what time Maddie arrived or was dropped off at her grandmother's house. We also don't know when Stefan first arrived in Kissimmee. Between 6 and 8, Natalie and her son arrive home and watch a movie. They allegedly see and hear nothing. At 8, Natalie's son goes to sleep. At 8:30, Natalie goes to sleep. At 8:30, Madeline is allegedly dropped off. Between 8:30 and 9:30, Madeline allegedly begins her nighttime routine. 8:45, Stefan allegedly arrives at the condo. 10:30, Jen allegedly arrives home. 10:30 to 11, Jen eats a pub sub alone in her room. Jen and Stefan allegedly hear Maddie talking about her birthday party, see her birthday gifts, and watch part of Sister act with her. During the same time period, Jen approves Madeline's clothing choices, and Stefan and Jen discuss Stefan taking Maddie to school and McDonald's. I think you guys were telling me yesterday that the teacher said she wore pretty much the same thing every day. Which, to be fair, like I have a hoodie that I wear and a jacket, if I'm wearing my hoodie and a pair of jeans, obviously the jeans are going to be different from day to day, and what I'm wearing under the hoodie is different from day to day. But if you're just seeing me on the outside, you might think I'm wearing the same thing every day, even though I'm just wearing the same hoodie and it's a different pair of jeans. Continuing on, at 11 p.m., Jen allegedly sends Stefan and Maddie to bed. At 11:19, Maddie's phone goes upstairs. At 11:30, Angelica gets home. Jen's door is cracked open with no sound or light in room. Stefan's light is on and noise is coming from his room. Now that's different. I'm already picking up that's different than Jen's alleged what she does. She says she has to have the rain sounds going on when she goes to sleep. But allegedly, per this timeline, one of the roommates, I'm assuming, basically said that the door's cracked open with no sound or no light from the room. So that's interesting. I was looking at what you guys were saying. JPL says, Jid is a selfish biatch. Eat your pub sub alone. You haven't seen your daughter, but that's so much more important, right? I'm with you. Sarah Lee said, I'm going to be pretty drunk pretty quick. This stuff is strong. Don't let me come up on the panel. Somebody take away my phone. Girl, you better put it down. You better put it down. Gonna be on these YouTube streets acting a fool. Gonna have to revoke your YouTube. Okay. So, where were we at? 11:30 to 2:30 a.m. Angelica hears noise coming from room number 4. Lights remain on. 11:38, Maddie's phone is plugged into the charger. 11:38 to 11:40, Jen and Stefan text each other, and they say, 11:39, Jen texts Stefan and says, make sure she goes to bed right now. 11:30, Stefan replies, okay, sweetie, good night. At 11:39, Jen replies, good night. 11:40, Stefan texts Jen, she's built her nest and is settling in now. And Jen replies, okay, good. Sorry, y'all. I'm in a petty mood today. I assume. You're good, Sarah Lee. Okay. So now we're on Monday, February 26th, 2024. 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., Stefan comes downstairs to use the restroom, and Jen hears him do so. Even though she's so doped up on medication and go to sleep, she can't hear anything. 2:30 a.m. Angelica falls asleep. Per Angelica, noise is still going on at this time. 5 a.m. Jen wakes up to turn her sleep sound and effects back on, even though we just heard from the other roommate that the light was on and there was no sound in her room. But okay, Jen, you do you, boo. 7 a.m. Stefan allegedly comes down into Jen's room to wrangle the dog because he's like a bucking bull. We need to wrangle him on down. 7:15, Maddie's phone moves 50 steps. 7:30, Maddie's body is first seen in Stefan's passenger seat. Okay, so maybe the 50 steps is him, walking around and putting her phone on the dresser where it is later found. 7:30, 5 a.m. Oh, wait, yeah, I said that. Okay. 7:35 a.m. Stefan dumps backpack with laptop. 7:30 to 7:45. Natalie and son get breakfast and make lunches in the kitchen and walk to the car parking lot. They allegedly see and hear no one. 7:50, Stefan claims he made a U-turn. Traffic cameras prove this is a lie. 7:50 to 8:10, 8:19, and 8:31, Stefan is seen with Maddie's body strapped in the passenger seat. There is a time, I think, at 8:10 a.m. where the police put his car at the school for some reason. I could be wrong on that, but I do remember in that interview, they say that he's at the school at 8:10 a.m. So I know the person who wrote this is probably listening. If you go back to the interview where they're calling him on his BS and is okay, you say you're here, but this is where you're actually at. I think it's in that interview. Okay, 8:30 to 8:40, Stefan claims he dropped Maddie off. Security footage and traffic cameras prove this is a lie. Hey, love to hunt. Let me see what y'all are saying real quick. Content Angel, I saw that you came in. Oh, happy birthday, Carolina. Hey, Smoky Mountain Mermaid. I have something that somebody made for you, Carolina. They weren't sleeping at all that night, hence is why they were exhausted, says Love to Hunt. Yeah, I believe so. Okay, I'll finish reading this. I do have something for you, Carolina. I will have to pull it up. Cara, send it to me again on Discord. Cara made you something, and I'm gonna put it to you. So, Cara, send that to me again on Discord so I can try to pull it up or upload it or something. I apologize. Back to this. We are at 9:30 to 10:30. Angelica goes downstairs to make breakfast and states that Stefan is home, running up and down the stairs and doing laundry. 9, Jen allegedly wakes up. At 9:19, Jen's phone is removed from the charger. 9:30, Jen allegedly leaves for her LabCorp appointment. LabCorp is 2.5 miles or 10 minutes away, so Jen would have arrived at 9:45 for her 10:15 appointment 30 minutes early. 9:41, Stefan moves body to the trunk. 9:45, Jen allegedly arrives at LabCorp. 10:05, Stefan and Jen are in the same location. 10:15, Jen's LabCorp appointment time is allegedly at this time. 9:45 to 11, Jen claims to be either waiting or having her blood drawn at LabCorp for an hour and 15 minutes. 10:15 to 10:17, Stefan returns to the condo. 10:55, Maddie's phone moves again. Stefan and Maddie's phone are both at the condo at this time. 11:03, Stefan leaves the condo again. 11 to 11:30, Jen allegedly takes 30 minutes to make this 2.5 mile, 10-minute drive from LabCorp to condo. Okay, did you send it to me? Okay. Oh, okay, so it's a YouTube clip. Okay, as soon as we get done doing this, I will do that for you. Hold on just a minute. Let me email it to myself. I apologize. We'll get right back to the timeline. To the person who made this, I really appreciate you. They know who they are. I don't try not to be putting people's information out like that. Okay. So 11:15, Jen claims to get home from LabCorp and Stefan is in her room. 11:22, Stefan makes purchase at vape shop. At 11:30, Jen actually arrives at condo. Jen claims that Stefan is home when she gets home, but location data shows that he is not. So you guys have been pointing out to me that Jen was evidently in the same parking lot with Stefan for a period of time per the maps. And that's the main thing I'm trying to get to show you guys. The person who wrote this is one of the people working on the maps. So, like she said, at 11:15, Jen claims to get home from her LabCorp appointment and Stefan is in her room. But at 11:22, he's making the purchase at the vape shop, which we have the receipts for. And Jen actually arrived at 11:30. She claims Stefan is home when she gets home, but location data shows that he's not. And they met in this parking lot. What were they doing? What were they talking about? What were they discussing? It would appear that Stefan would have put Madeline's body in the trunk. So I couldn't say for sure. Like, if I could place her there and Madeline's still in the front seat, then that's pretty damning. But to be fair, Jen Soto could have ran into him and talked to him for a second in a parking lot, I suppose, and Madeline be in the trunk and she not know. That's really suspicious to me that they met in the parking lot and they're lying about the times that they arrive home and are around each other. 11:48 approximately, Stefan arrives back at the condo. 11:48 to 12:45 approximately, Stefan and Jen chat in her room and Stefan resets his phone. 12:12 p.m., Stefan's phone is reset. 12:45 approximately, Stefan leaves to go shopping, quote unquote. 12:45 to 2:30, Jen states that she does nothing but wait during this 1 hour and 45 minutes. However, Jen also states that she straightened the house and found Maddie's phone during this time. 11:30 to 2 approximately, Stefan has a flat tire and dumps Maddie's body. 11:30 or 2:30, Angela comes downstairs to cook supper and claims to see Stefan still running around like a maniac, doing laundry and taking out the trash. 2:30 p.m. or 14:30 military time, Jen claims she left the condo for school. Cell phone and location data shows that Jen left the condo at 2:39, not 2:30. 2:43 approximately, Stefan arrives back at the condo. 2:40 to 4:10, Jen claims that she waited in the car line. Cell phone location data shows that Jen arrived at the school at 2:55, not 2:40, and left the school at 4:13, not 4:10. Is Grish in here? You little Grishy Grish, you. There you are. The report says Stefan started leaving the house at 11:02. Okay, so let's go back. How you doing, Grish, my friend? Okay. Well, she's got 11:03, so I'll let her know that it says 11:05. Let me write that down. Let me write that down just in case she's not in here. Okay. If you need to talk to me anymore, you can email me. I don't know if you got everything that you needed. I hope you're doing good, love. Boomer says, didn't Stephen Stern say he was surprised that in 2024 there was no cameras at the location where he dropped Maddie off? He thinks he's so smart. Yeah, he does. And there actually were cameras there. He thinks he figured out that there was no cameras there and that he was at a place where cops wouldn't find him. But he was wrong. Okay. Hold on. Let me fix this real quick. Stephen leaves Condo. I see that Diamond Girl, hey. I see that you're clearing something up too. Jen cleaned up but left those dirty crusty boxers in Maddie's room and Maddie's dirty underwear on the bathroom floor. Yeah, isn't that something? Okay, Diamond Girl says 1:30 to 2:30. Supposed Stefan was not there. How did Rumi still see him cleaning? Ooh, good point. Let's see. He said 1:30 to 2:30. Angelica comes downstairs to cook supper. Huh. That is interesting. Because at 1:30 to 2 p.m., approximately, Stefan has a flat tire and dumps Maddie's body. But the flat tire witnesses, like the one we heard yesterday, said it was around 12 that he saw Stefan doing the flat tire thing, which messes up the whole story of what Jen and Stefan say. And it would make sense if he's getting vape juice at 11:22 that he drives. Right here is Stefan makes purchase at the vape shop. And then at 12, he drives straight out to dump her body. So that would put him there at like 12 instead of 1:30 or 2, between 1:30 and 2, when Stefan has a flat tire and dumps Maddie's body. If Angelica is accurate about her time when she says between 1:30 and 2:30, she came downstairs to cook supper and claimed to see Stefan still running around like a maniac doing laundry and taking out the trash. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm just going to have to tell her to watch this so that she can get everything that y'all picked up on. Yeah, Grish pointed out Angelica's interviews were poorly done, in my opinion. And if we're going to be fair, we got to say, times are always approximate. We don't know, but I mean, you're given an hour of approximation between 1:30 and 2:30. So, I mean, it's not even that accurate. So I would think if you're saying between 1:30 and 2:30, that time frame is accurate, because it's not like she's saying, I was there at 1:42 cooking supper and I saw Stefan running around from 1:47 to 1:05 or 2:05. You know what I mean? Like, there's a whole hour of approximation. So I would go with what Angelica saw before I would trust what Stefan and Jennifer said. Abellis, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships. I really appreciate that. That is so sweet and supportive of you. Thank you so much. I'll come pick y'all up on my crazy train. We'll go to Rest Jen Soto. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so much, Abellis. That was so sweet of you. I saw somebody that I needed to. Okay. Lori Green said, was it Angelica that was Stefan's friend? No, that's the other roommate. Jenny Jen saying Angelica left around 3:30 for work at 4, I believe. Okay. So, I don't see that one in here, but it might be. Trying to highlight the ones that y'all say like that so I can tell her to watch this video during this part and she can get the stuff that y'all have picked up on. Thank you, Jenny Jen. Thank you, Abellis. That was so sweet of you. Thank you. He was seen by 2 people changing the tire at 12:15, right. So, we need to change that one, that he's seen at 12:15, between 12 and 12:15, when he is supposed to be at home with Jen. Because if she didn't leave till 2:30, let's see, wait a minute, hold on. When does he say he leaves to go shopping again? 12:45, Stefan leaves to go shopping, but he was already gone. He left at 11:22 to make the vape shop purchase, and I don't think he ever came back. At 11:48, it says he arrives back at condo. That is interesting. Thank y'all for pointing that out. Oh, Smoky Mountain Mermaid, you're a member now. Yay. That is so awesome. St. Thomas, patron saint of See Something, Say Something. Okay. 12 to 2 is what Stefan says. Okay. Right. He was supposedly shopping, but he went to the vape shop at 11:22 per the vape shop receipt, and then was changing the tire at 12. And he was supposed to be at home during that time frame. Hey, Beach Bum. Yeah, I can control F, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna. We're just reading through the timeline that she's put together so far. Okay, so we'll continue on. If y'all see anything else pointed out, because I'm going to tell her to look at this so she can get, see what we found. Okay. So I'm going to go to here, 2:30. Jen claims she left condo for school. Cell phone location data shows she left condo at 2:39. At 2:43, Stephen arrives back at condo. 2:40 to 4:10, she's waiting in line. But it's actually 2:55 to 4:13. She's actually waiting in the line. 4:10 or 16:10 military time, Jen claims she drove away. Cell phone location data shows that Jen drove away at 4:13, not 4:10. 4:30, which is 16:30 military time, Jen claims that 1, she realized Maddie was missing. 2, she returned to her mom's office. 3, started searching Maddie's phone. 4, called Maddie's best friend. 5, messaged Maddie's teacher. 6, called 911. Of note, she does not actually provide times for each act. Objective evidence contradicts Jen's claims as far as what she did. When she did what? Yeah, they would have passed each other. Girl, I miss being in the mountains. I want to move back to the mountains. Hey, Jules. Jules said, I usually don't post about other channels. Check out Gray Hughes' map with all the cell phone pings. You're fine. A lot of people have said to check that out. And I think that we're watching some of those to try to get an idea of understanding the maps. So we are working together to do that. And I need to watch some of those videos myself. And go through and just try to figure it out so I can get that out for you guys. Grish, this is an email from somebody that is going to end up making their own YouTube channel. But they post on Reddit a lot, and they follow this case like wow, like they always have really good, accurate information. I can ask them if I can forward it to you, if you need it. Okay. So 4:43 or 16:43 military time, Miss Nunez calls 911 and tells them that Maddie never arrived at school, even though Jen has not yet communicated with Maddie's best friend or teachers. That's interesting. 4:46 to 5:25, Jen contacts Maddie's best friend and allegedly first discovers Maddie did not attend classes. So that's what y'all have been telling me about. About Jen knowing that Maddie was missing before she should have allegedly known. Because if Miss Nunez calls 911 and tells them that Maddie never arrived at school at 4:43, but I know for a fact she didn't even email that teacher till 5:36 per his interview, and the bestie says that I think it would have been around that time or after that she talks to bestie and finds out that Madeline didn't arrive at school. She would not have known at 4:43, or is not supposed to know at 4:43, that Maddie didn't arrive at school, or that she had been absent all day from school, because she hasn't even talked to the teachers yet or the bestie. So that's interesting. Hey, Amanda. Good to see you. If you could line this up side by side to that video, it would really clear up a lot. Yeah, it would. I need to work on that. Carolina, you are not supposed to be gifting things to me here. You are supposed to be getting things gifted to you because it's your birthday, right? It's you, Carolina. That's your birthday, right? But thank you for that. I really appreciate that. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. I'll come pick y'all up on my crazy train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you for that. That was so sweet of you. Hio is sleeping today. Yeah, it's her birthday. That was so nice of you on your birthday. Happy birthday. I got something for you when we get done with this. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and play it. Hio is sick today, just like Abellis has been sick. So please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And say a prayer for them. Hold on. I just lost my train of thought. Okay. So Cara found this for us, and it says your name in it. So she sent it to me to play for you. So this is for you, Carolina.
It's your birthday today,
Carolina!
It's your birthday today,
Carolina!
This is cute.
Let's celebrate! Celebrate! We lose control and you cut the cake! The night is yours! Destiny awaits! Oh, wait so share toast with your closest mates!
It's your birthday
Funny.
Carolina!
It's your birthday today,
Carolina!
Grab your gifts. Open your gifts. Blow out your candles.
Carolina!
That was funny. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to get this document pulled back up. Happy birthday, Carolina. I hope that was okay for you. I hope you liked it. It did say your name. That was so cute. Okay, hey, Little Red. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hio had been sick and Abellis has been sick. Hio was up all night doing some other information. So if you don't mind, please keep them in your prayers that they feel better soon, because they got some things going on and I'm concerned that they, I know they're not feeling real good. So please say a prayer for them if you don't mind. Hold on a minute. Let me find this. There it is. Let me put the name up. Okay. I'm going to pull this back up. Hey, Becky P. I think Carolina might have left. Is she still here? Hey, Jenna's Gypsy. Carolina said I'm out. Hey, Stoic. Oh, there's Carolina. I was like, she done left. She said, I am not with that song. Oh, happy birthday, honey. Hey, Patty. Okay, so I love that. That was adorable. Okay. I'm about to cry. I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. Okay. Back to this. Let's find out where we were at. Okay, we're at, yep, right here. 4:46 to 5:25, Jen contacts Maddie's best friend and allegedly first discovers Maddie did not attend classes, even though Letitia calls 911 3 minutes earlier, or 3 minutes to an hour and 3 minutes earlier. At 5:15, she calls 911 again and tells them that Maddie was last seen at 8 a.m. 5:26, Jen and Yolanda go back to the school and find it closed. I was seeing what y'all were saying real quick. Okay. Then at 5:36, Jen messages Madeline's chorus teacher and asked if Maddie was at school. 5:54, Maddie's chorus teacher responds to Jen advising that Maddie had not attended 6 out of 7 classes. At 6 p.m., approximately. Apparently, Jen and or Stephen advised law enforcement that what we assume to be Jen, although the name is actually redacted in the entry, returned to the condo with her family, searched, possibly with Stephen. I doubt that Jen would leave Stephen at her mom's office alone. Per cell phone location data, they both leave their phones behind in a possible effort to hide their return to the condo. Jen later repeatedly denies returning to the condo and gives evasive answers to law enforcement when asked about the same. Wait a minute. I don't even know if I knew that. So let me read that again. At 6, Jen and Stephen advised law enforcement that they returned to the condo while her family searched. Possibly with Stephen, because she wouldn't have left Stephen at her mom's office because her mom don't like him. That's per the location, the cell phone location data. They both leave their phones behind at mom's office in a possible effort to hide their return to the condo, and Jen later repeatedly denies returning to the condo and gives evasive answers. If she went back to the condo, why did she go back to the condo at 6 p.m.? What was there that she and Stephen had to go get? JPL says when Jen went back to the condo, that's when she and Stephen were making their script. Oh, probably. I mean, I'm with you on that, but like, damn, I didn't even know that. At 7:21, Yolanda calls 911 to complain that no one has yet responded. Police officer arrives at condo and does rudimentary search. Jen and Stephen return to mom's office. 7:37, responding officers arrived at mom's office. They leave mom's office. Stephen arrives back at the condo. Jen arrives back at the condo. Jen claims that she and Stephen take their medications and go to sleep. Because that's what we do, right? You know, our children are missing out there in the world where awful things happen, and we go home and take our meds and go to sleep, right? That's what we do, right? As parents, yeah. Lord, she irritates me. Okay. At 11:58, so Jen arrives back at condo. She claims that she and Stephen take their medications and go to sleep. She also claims that Stephen sleeps upstairs in bedroom number 4. At 11:58, officers arrive at the condo. Jen and Stephen appear to be medicated, but they're still wide awake. Jen and Stephen and what appears to be either Letitia or Angelica are in Jen's bedroom. A young girl is sitting at the table. Natalie opens the door. The officer arrives at Stephanie's house and does that search there. Okay, I was reading your timelines. Okay, now we're at Jen's afternoon timeline versus the actual timeline. Here's what Jen told police repeatedly happened the day Maddie went missing, Monday, February 26, 2024, specifically stating that it occurred in this order. So this is what she says. At 2:30, she says she left the condo for the school. At 4:10, she says she waits 10 minutes after the last bell rings and then drives away. At 4:10 to 4:30, a 20-minute time span. Jen states that she drove to her mom's office, drove the route Maddie would walk, returned to mom's office, parked on the street, and waited. Her various statements make it unclear whether she returned to school between 4:10 and 4:30 or between 4:30 and 4:43, but the school's administrative office closes at 4:30. Thus, if she returned prior to 4:30, the school would have been open, and the evidence shows that she did not actually return to the school until 5:26. Further, in at least one interview, Jen claims that she only called Yolanda rather than driving to Yolanda's office during this time, because that would have made more sense if you called the office and asked was she there while you're simultaneously going inside the school to see if she's behind at a class or in the bathroom or talking to her friend or something. And then when you don't see her and mom says she's not at the office, you drive the route to see if you see her walking. Like, that's what a normal person would do. That's what I think I would have done if something like that was going on and my child appeared to be missing. I would damn sure would have went in the school first. Sorry, I'm trying to open my Red Bull and I got nails on. Hold on just a minute. Oh my gosh. the only thing that sucks about nails, opening a pop top. There we go. She did a quick drive-through just like KK. Lil Red, it's good to see you, love. Pamela Moss says, what parent drives away and not going to school when their child doesn't come out, right? And there was after school programs going on. I think it's weird. The school said, like they said the school was closed that quick. If school lets out at 4 o'clock, you're closed at 4:30. Like, that's weird to me. Hazel is here. He's in the kitchen. Typically, a teacher will come to the car and not leave a parent blocking the car line until school closes. So hard to see. Okay. So, at 4:10 to 4:43, Jen claims she went back to the school to find it closed prior to calling 911. However, the school's website, the school's administrative offices closed 30 minutes after the last bell. Further, the record shows that she and Yolanda returned to school at 5:26. At 4:30 to 4:43, Jen claims she called Maddie's best friend and contacted Maddie's teacher. This is per Ellie timeline and Jen's own various statements indicating that this occurred after she'd done the initial driving about and parking and checking at mom's office before 911 was called. 4:10 to 4:43, in at least one statement, Jen claims to have called Stefan before calling 911, and others she claims that she called him after calling 911. Cell phone data shows him leaving the condo at approximately 4:43, the exact time the first 911 call is made. So she's got her sister calling 911 while she's calling Stefan. Hey, Norma. Hey, Jackie. Good to see you all. Excuse me. Okay. And 4:30 to 4:43, Jen claims to return to mom's office and go through Maddie's phone. This is per the law enforcement timeline. 4:43, Jen claims that after leaving Maddie's friend and teacher that Maddie hadn't attended classes that day. She freaked out and that she herself called 911. This is per Jen's own multiple statements, the LE timeline, and the 911 records. However, we now know that it was Letitia and Yolanda that called 911 at 4:43, 5:15, and 7:21. Hey, October Sky. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Smoky Mountain Mermaid said, my daughter's school always called me if she didn't show up, and I forgot to call them and let them know that she wasn't going to be there. Mine called even if I called and said they were absent, but it would be after the bus came in the afternoon, because I always thought that was weird. They would call and I'd be like, yeah, thanks. Glad she wasn't actually missing. But anyway, 4:43 to approximately 9 a.m., Jen claims that she and Stefan then remained at the mom's office and did not leave. 4:43 to approximately 9 p.m., Jen claims that she and Stefan remained at the office and did not leave until after responding officers left. However, the law enforcement timeline indicates that Jen returned to the condo at 6 p.m. I'd love to know how she's going to explain that one in court. Here's what the evidence indicates that Jen actually did in this order before 911 is called. At 2:55, she arrived at the school. This is per her cell phone data. 2:55 to 4:10, Jen waits in the car for Maddie. She also calls Maddie's phone during this time. She also talks to Stefan during this time. This is per Jen's own statements and or law enforcement timeline. 4:04, the last bell rang. This is per the school website. 4:10 to 4:13, Jen drives away from the school 6 minutes after the last bell rang. This is per Jen's own statements, law enforcement timeline, and or cell phone data. She waited 6 minutes for this child to walk out of the school before she drove away, giving up all hope that she was coming out. There's so many other explanations. Why wouldn't you just wait to see if she came out? Why wouldn't you go in the school to see if she was behind with a teacher, see if she was hanging out with a friend? Maybe her little tummy's upset and she's in the bathroom. You don't know that unless you already do know that, and you already know she's not coming out of the school, and you're trying to make it look like you don't know the information that you already know. So you wait there. You're anxious because you already know what the deal is, and you wait for a minute for what you think is long enough to make it appear that you don't know that she's already missing and deceased, and then you drive to your mom's office to try to make it look like you didn't already know that she was missing and deceased, in my opinion. Foxy said, I get a text that my daughter's absent when we're late and the drop-off line. I still don't buy the end of day BS. Yeah, mine are the end of day. Unfortunately, I don't know. I think that she knew beforehand too. October, because the friend texted her and asked where she was at, or, you know, why she hadn't messaged her or something to that effect. And she would have seen that when she picked the phone up off the dresser. October Sky said, I'm still curious about that Sunday. Both Stearns and Maddie were upset. I'm thinking Maddie said something to Stearns and he drove to take care of it. As for Jen, I can't say what I want. I'm with you on that. I would have been in that school looking everywhere too. Hey, Rubber. I would have been looking everywhere. I'm talking about the janitor's closet, the daggum lockers. I'd be like, you're going to open every one of these lockers up. I might even move some ceiling tiles. You don't ever know with me. Okay. So, where are we at? 4:10 to 4:30, Jen allegedly goes to mother's office at least once, drives the route Maddie would walk, and parks on the street waiting for Maddie to walk by. Jen may have also called Yolanda and Stephen during this time. This is per LE timeline and or Jen's own statements, but there is no conclusive evidence available to us as to what actually occurred between 4:10 and 4:30, except that she drove away from the school towards the mom's office and was in range of mom's office during this time. At 4:30, Jen returns to mom's office and goes through Maddie's phone. This is per law enforcement timeline. 4:30 to 4:43, Jen returns to mom's office and apparently tells her family that Maddie was dropped off at Peace Church and that she never made it to school. This is per LE timeline, Jen's own statements and reasonable speculation, as Jen would have to tell her family that Maddie had not attended classes in order for them to relay the same to 911. Although, per my information and belief, Jen hasn't yet talked to Maddie's best friend or Maddie's teacher. Therefore, ma'am, how did you know that she was absent from school when you haven't even talked to these people to tell you? Basil has arrived. He just came in here and jumped on the bed. Sandra said, Jen knew Maddie was deceased. She was just going through the motion for optics. Exactly. That's what I think. Lil Red said, I want to know when and how they got Maddie into the car deceased and no one saw anything. How? It had to be very early in the morning. It is sus, though. Diamond Girl says 4:30, Jen goes through Madeline's phone. She had the phone in her possession for hours. Why now? Just for witnesses? Yeah. I mean, you know, speculating. Yeah, just for witnesses. Okay. 4:43, Stephen leaves condo. This is per cell phone data. 4:43, Letitia, Jen's stepsister, calls 911 with Jen standing near her, but that Maddie was dropped off at Peace Church, but that she never attend school. She also tells dispatcher that Maddie was wearing a dark green hoodie. During the call, she is heard asking Jen for information. This is per the 911 records and audio. Okay. Now we're right here. Here's what the evidence indicates that Jen actually did in this order after 911 is called. Sometime after 4:46, Jen calls or messages Maddie's best friend, who tells her Maddie was not in first or second period. This is speculated per the school bus schedule and law enforcement interview with Maddie's best friend. 4:46 to 5:36, Jen asks Maddie's best friend to contact other friends to see if Maddie went to other classes. The friend does so and gets back to Jen telling her that Maddie wasn't in her other friends' classes either. This is per the school bus app and law enforcement interview of Maddie's best friend, as well as the estimated time it might take Maddie's friend to reach out to friends and get back to Jen, as well as the timing of Jen's call to Maddie's teacher. Yeah, see, this person, like, she went and got the information of when the last bell rings, like the bus schedule in that area. She got a lot of stuff that I would not have got personally, but because of that, she's able to do these accurate timelines. Okay, 5 to 6, Jen calls Tyler, who tells her to call police, to which Jen allegedly responds, okay. At some point, Jen also allegedly gives Tyler either the coordinates or dropped a pin to the location Maddie allegedly disappeared from. This is per Tyler's law enforcement interview. At 5:15, Letitia calls 911 to follow up, advises that Maddie was last seen at 8 a.m. That's from 911 records. 5:26, Jen and Yolanda drive back to the school, but the administrative offices are closed. 5:36, she messages Madeline's teacher with a friendly message stating, "Hi, did Maddie make it to school today? She hasn't made it home today." That's per the course teacher's interview. I'm checking y'all's messages while I'm reading this. Hey, BG. Okay. Hey, Andrea. Okay. 5:53. Madeline's choir teacher responds to Jen, informing her that Maddie had not attended classes that day. That's per his interview. 5:36 to 5:53. The choir teacher notifies other teachers and school administration. That's from his interview. Through the talking points message history. 6, Jen and possibly Stephen as well leave mom's office to briefly return to the condo. That's through law enforcement timeline. So I need to pull the law enforcement timeline, but why did they go back to the condo? 7:21, Yolanda calls 911 but does not offer any updated, new, or different information to the dispatcher. 7:37, officers respond to Yolanda's office. See also law enforcement timeline, body cam footage, and initial written statements for what Jen and Stephen told responding officers. Of note, at this time, neither Stephen or Jen state that Maddie was dropped off at Peace United Methodist Church, although Jen had literally just told family who the law enforcement told 911 she was dropped off at Peace Church. This is per law enforcement timeline, body cam footage, and initial written statements. At approximately 9, Jen and Stephen leave mom's office and return to the condo. That's per Jen's statements, body cam footage, and cell phone data. Jen's timeline versus actual timeline. Here's what Jen told police repeatedly happened the day Maddie went missing, Monday, February 26, 2024, specifically stating that it all occurred in this order. At 2:30, she left the condo for the school. 4:10, she waits 10 minutes after the last bell rang and drove away. Sorry. October Sky said family had no idea Stearns was there. Imagine what they were thinking. I wonder what they're thinking now that they know all the stuff we know. At 4:10 to 4:30, a 20-minute time span, Jen drives to mom's office, drove the route Maddie would walk, returned to mom's office, and parked on the streets. I think we saw this earlier. I'm assuming it's different. Her various statements make it unclear whether she returned to the school between 4:10 and 4:30. The evidence shows that it's... Okay, so... Hold on a minute. Okay, so this is the second time, so it's got to have something different in it. Okay. So the evidence shows that she did not actually return till 5:26. Further, in at least one interview, Jen claims she only called Yolanda rather than driving to Yolanda's office during that timeline. 4:10 to 4:30, Jen claims that she went back to the school to find it closed prior to calling 911. However, the school's website, school's administrative office closed 30 minutes after the last bell. Further, the record shows that she and Yolanda returned at 5:26. 4:30 to 4:43, Jen claims she called Maddie's friend and tried to contact Maddie's teacher. That's per Ellie's timeline and per Jen's own various statements, indicating that this occurred after she'd done the initial driving about and parking, checking mom's office before 911 was called. Okay, so we read that. Yeah. Here's what the evidence indicates that Jen did. I think we read most of this. Yeah, we read that. Okay. So that's the timeline for that she has got so far. Feel free to replay this at any time and see if you can find any indiscrepancies. If you can, please let me know and I will let her know. I've been trying to watch your comments to see if y'all had found anything else. Now I'm going to pull up the YouTube video I made last night. We can watch the whole thing if you want to, but it's basically going over the depositions of the police interviews. I just want to focus on one part of it. So I'm going to get that up. Yeah, she never called 911. Her family did, but I probably misspoke. I'm sure she put that in there. Hold on. All right, let me get this. I do want to show y'all that I did put chapters in it, but for some reason it's not showing up in the video. Like, I don't know what I did wrong, but if you're watching this video, you can look in the description box for the chapters. I don't know why it's not showing up on the actual video. Like, I don't know if YouTube changed something. Oh, there, it's showing up now. That's weird. It wasn't showing up this morning. All right. So what I wanted to show y'all, the Orange County Sheriff's Office was made aware of a missing juvenile. I want to show y'all the inconsistencies. Law enforcement had a paper in here that shows inconsistencies in their statement. So it was in the Frankie Joseph stuff. So we're going to watch this real quick and see what law enforcement basically says all the inconsistencies that they found and wrote down. It's not a lot. Hey, Artemis Prime, it's good to see you. I feel like Tyler needed to know that Madeline was missing too. I feel like Tyler was not given the proper respect that he deserved in a lot of this. Diamond Girl said, I feel Jen Soto called Tyler too soon. Seeing he lives so far away, nothing for him to do but worry. But you'd think she'd wait to see what the police say. Yeah. Basil he ate some parsley and he's laid out on the bed and he's got like his legs laid out behind him. It is the cutest thing. He hardly ever lays out with his legs behind him. He is so cute. I've never seen that either, October Skies, and I do feel like we've got a lot of stuff not adding up, and I appreciate her doing that. Lil Red said, it's so weird. Why would you not call when she so messed up on her pot or whatever? What an embarrassment for poor Maddie. Her mom always messed up on drugs. Yeah. And then lastly, Carolina, happy birthday, says, I have learned a lot about true crime, and it's known that 9 to 10 people whose kids are missing and don't call 911 is because they have something to do with their disappearance. Yeah. There is an active Amber Alert. Foxy Amazon says, Araya and Alana Maldonado last seen on January 27, 2025 in Hartford, Kings County. The suspect vehicle is a 2020 gray Hyundai Elantra. What state is that? Bad Girl, thank you for feeding the rabbits. California. That's in California. Okay, everybody in California, there is an Amber Alert for Araya and Alana Maldonado. They were last seen January 27, 2025 in Hanford, Kings County. Suspect vehicle is a 2020 gray Hyundai Elantra. Please be on the lookout. All my California folks. When someone else does something good, Jen takes credit for it. Taking Madeline to school, calling 911, etc. Yep. Hey, Ashley. It's good to see you. Okay, so these are the inconsistencies that law enforcement found in their statements. I'm going to play this and we'll listen to it. If you guys want to hear the whole video of the depositions where I go through and basically read the police narratives and how the people they're taking the depositions from, their stories, their witness statements, and etc. we can, but that's something I figured y'all probably wouldn't want to listen to. And then it says his name again. This narrative states, on February 26, 2024, the Orange County Sheriff's Office was made aware of a missing juvenile. The juvenile. So this document right here that I'm reading is basically the inconsistencies that they found. Madeline was reported to have last been seen at the address within Orange County, Florida. Deputy Joseph responded to the address and met with reporters Stephen Michael Stearns, the step parent, and Jennifer, Madeline's mother, who's also a parent. On February 28th, Detective Rambis was informed of the incident and responded to the address to assist in the investigation. And it goes through that. That's where they went from house to house and asked people if they had seen Madeline. I apologize. It's this document. I hate hearing myself talk. All right, so here we go. Deputy Joseph from the Orange County Sheriff's Office contacted the on-call domestic crimes detective who investigate missing persons, who advised to send the report to the missing persons squad. This one is a repeat of what we just read. Deputy Joseph from the Orange County Sheriff's Office contacted the on-call domestic crimes detective who investigate missing persons, who advised to send the report to the missing persons squad. Now we are on number 14 of 24. It says, I got the, Lord have mercy, I got the timeline wrong. Background: on Monday, February 26, 2024, at approximately 1948 hours, Orange County Sheriff's Office Deputy Joseph responded to the area of, in reference to a call for service regarding a missing person. Deputies identified the missing person as a 13-year-old female whose name is Madeline Soto. Now we are on 15 of 24. I think this is the... So on this incident report where Deputy Joseph's name is mentioned, while completing interviews and after reviewing available information using investigative resources, I noted that there were several inconsistencies in the information. Okay, I'm glad I watched this with y'all. I've got my my chapters wrong because I added that part where I give the definition of depositions. So I need to fix my timeline on this. I am going to write this timeline down real quick, but this is the inconsistencies, and I sincerely apologize for having it wrong. I wrote down the timeline for the chapters when I was making the video, and it messed it up when I added that in. So this is the inconsistencies. I apologize. Here we go. Provided. Jen originally provided to Deputy Joseph that she last saw Madeline on the morning of February 26, 2024, getting ready for school at approximately 8 o'clock. In my interview with her, she stated she last saw Madeline on the night of February 25th at approximately 2300 hours and only possibly heard her the next morning. Stephen stated he returned. So that's the only inconsistency that the law enforcement or the Deputy Joseph found with what Jen Soto said. The only inconsistent statement that he has written down is that she said she saw her that morning and she didn't actually see her. But we just learned about the condo, them going back at 6 o'clock, and why she's not admitting that. I don't know. Again, it tells me of her guilt. October Sky says, you're human. You're doing great, girl. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Y'all are so sweet. Returned to the house at 10 o'clock on February 26th and spent time with Jen, who was waking up at that time. Jen provided a different account, stating she was already out of the home by 9:30 and was called by Stephen at 10. Stephen also provided. So Stephen said he got back at 10 and Jen was there and they hung out. Jen was at the damn LabCorp when Jen was at the LabCorp at 10 o'clock. October Sky says she described Stephen Stearns as a liar, manipulating, and disgusting, yet she didn't. Wait a minute. She described Stephen Stearns as a liar, manipulator, and disgusting, yet she didn't. Disgusting, yet she didn't. Lord have mercy. Him at the beginning, only one reason. This was all a script. Yeah. I mean, it seems very scripted to me. Provided he dropped Madeline off near a residential community by the address of the school. However, a review of cameras in the area did not show Stephen or Madeline in that area at all. Stephen also stated he and Madeline woke up at approximately 7 o'clock and left the house by 7:45. However, one of the roommates stated she did not see them in the morning and she was also awake and leaving the home by 7:45. A review of license plate readers in the area revealed Stephen was not in the area of the House Rules game store in Kissimmee in the hours he provided, but rather he was in the area of St. Cloud, far east of where he described his location to be. Now, we know he lied a lot because he dumped her body at that time, and police have him on traffic cameras. I again want to apologize to anybody watching this video. It gets loud and then it doesn't, because it's loud here at night. I'm in a small area with 4 children. So they watch TV and stuff. Like they do good when I'm live. They'll be really quiet. They're awesome. They're really awesome. They're great kids. But at night, you know, I try not to tell them like to turn the TV off or something if I'm recording a video. So I do apologize about that, but the information is still factual nonetheless. Hey, Corey. Corey said, I don't think Jen knows the last time she saw Maddie. I think it's possible that it was that Wednesday that she went to her grandma's house. I don't think she saw her at all Sunday night when she got back from grandma's and before she was murdered. Further, Stefan's vehicle was captured driving in the opposite direction of that place. During the time, he stated he was dropping Madeline off at school. Further details of the exact dates, times, and locations of LPR data are documented in the supplemental reports. Disposition. After completing initial investigative follow-up, it was determined suspicious circumstances existed around Madeline's disappearance. The investigation was turned over to the Orange County Sheriff's Office Sex Crime Squad, was notified, and Detective Tangler was assigned as the lead detective. I assisted by completing interviews and providing transport. As further evidence was discovered, it was determined certain crimes occurred at the home in Kissimmee within the jurisdiction of the Kissimmee Police Department. I provided assistance and the investigation was ultimately turned over to KPD. So I won't, if y'all want to check that video out, you can. It just, again, goes through the depositions, of the officers, and I read through their narratives where their names are found in the document. If you want to go over that, we can. I am going to pull up another case that I've thought about, quite a few times. I've got information. I've got some information on the Naziah Harris case. If you guys want to talk about that, it's from Court TV and stuff. I don't know much about the case. I know it's very correlated to Madeline's case. I know that this poor 13-year-old girl was with child and she was murdered. That's all I know about it. We can watch the video with the depositions that I did of Madeline. I yeeted myself. I said yeet. So we can watch about Naziah Harris. We can watch the depositions of Madeline Soto. We can go through the body cam and like Tyler's interview or Chris Stern's interview. What would you guys like to do? I'll wait a minute and pull up YouTube while you guys let me know. I didn't do a poll. I probably should have, but I have to pull up like another tab on my computer to do a poll. So I did not do that. So if you guys want to talk about Naziah Harris, you can let me know, or we can look at the body cam footage. We can look at what Chris Stern said about that day. We can watch depositions. Hey, Brenda. Good to see you. Boomer says the Harris case is horrible. I've seen a little bit about it, but I don't know that much. I did pull some videos, though, and I've got those together, if that's what y'all want to talk about. For now, I will pull that up. Let me check and see, because I don't know if my comments are loading. Oh, of course, my phone is just going to decide to cut off. Not yet. I don't think they found her yet. We didn't go over interviews with Maddie's bestie. Do you want to go over interviews with Maddie's bestie? Sarah Lee said, I would like to continue drinking and reacting out loud to the live. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. We can keep it about Madeline Soto and go over besties interviews. Let me pull this up. Am I muted? Okay. All right. So we'll go over Bestie's interview. Do. Oh no, it would be in videos. No, Naziah Harris's body has not been found. Okay, let's see. We'll have to start at the beginning. Or I guess we did the first one. We can start with the second one. Hey, wee gobshite. Oh yeah, Letitia, it made me think about poor Gavin too. That poor child. That was a horrible, horrible thing. Lord, when his dad testified in court, it made me cry. When he gave, I think it was the impact statement. Okay, we'll do the second interview. Well, I guess we'll start at the beginning since we're doing the interviews. We'll go to the first one and then do the second one and see what we can find from that. Excuse me. Alrighty. Yeah.
Today's date is February 27th, 2024. The time is 13:05 hours. It's going to be referenced to Orange County case number 24-011313.
So this is the first interview with Bestie. I think this one takes place at the school, and we will get some more information about Jen Soto. We'll get a lot of information about Maddie, which is why I felt it was important to put these out, because you get to see Maddie as the person she actually was through her best friend that trusted her most, that she trusted most. Pam said a lot of people need to quit letting these children down. I agree. Becky P said it was emotional till he threw Landon under the bus. Yeah. I didn't really appreciate that. Yeah, Dr. Lewis fell for Letitia's mess. All right.
I'm Detective Bradshaw with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. We are currently at... What's your first and last name for me?
I don't put that girl's name out. I don't think it's fair to her.
Like we discussed briefly before we started this recording, we're here to talk about your friend. Okay. And it's extremely important that everything we talk about today is true. And if you don't know something, just tell me I don't know.
Foxy Amazon said Araya made an auto and Alana made an Araya made an auto who is 3 and Alana made an auto who is 2. The suspect is Jonathan Maidonato Cruz, who is 23. He is armed and dangerous. He was last seen January 27th in Hanford, Kings County, California. He's driving a 2020 gray Hyundai Elantra, and the license plate is 8 L as in love, Z as in zoo, D as in dog, O as in orange, 84. Thank you for that. Naziah, Step Cells, She Cells, said Naziah. I think we're going to go over Bestie's interview. I'll dive into that case more and we'll talk about it. I'll do a thumbnail for it and we'll talk about that case. Maybe tomorrow, depending on how
anything up. Okay. So I have to ask you a couple of questions. It's not to insult your intelligence. It's not to make you feel bad by any means, but because you're under 18, I just have to ask these questions. Okay. So I tell you that the pants I'm wearing are white. Would that be the truth, a lie, or something else?
A lie.
Why?
Because it's a lie because the pants aren't white.
Okay. So if I were to tell you that the chair next to you right here is like a green color, would that be a truth, a lie, or something else?
The truth.
Why?
Because it's green.
Okay. So it's important that we are always telling the truth no matter what. Okay. Can you promise that you'll do that? Excellent. All right. So tell me about your relationship with...
I used to know since 4th grade. She came to school in like the middle of the year in 4th grade. She was like the new kid, so like everybody kind of just picked on her and stuff.
Okay.
She was in a different class than me. She got picked on a lot by people like that like nobody.
Foxy said they're headed to Mexico, armed and dangerous. Call 911 if you spot them. Sandra said, I don't think we will ever figure out a timeline. They both, Jen and Stefan lied so much. I know, it's hard. It's hard to piece it together because there's so many inaccuracies. It's like, the picture, the meme you see with the guy smoking the cigarette and a board behind him and all the little red lines just going everywhere, making a spider web. Okay.
We really liked and stuff. And then one day I kind of went up to her and I was like, "Hey, what's your name?" And then we got to know each other. And then she had left in 5th grade. She didn't come to 5th grade. And then in 6th grade, she also joined in the middle of the year. I remembered her and we became friends. And then ever since then, we've just been best friends and known her close with her. She tells me a lot. Me and her two go-to best friends and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. So you've known 4th grade. What grade are you in now?
7th.
7th. Okay. So about 3-4 years or so. And when you say she tells you a lot of things, what do you mean?
She'll tell me stuff that's going on with her family. Anything really that kind of involves her. If to get into a fight, she would go tell me about it on call and stuff. She had never told me about anything about her running away other than her saying if she were to run away, she'd go into the woods and find a place and stay there.
Okay. So you're close with her. What would she
Okay, so this is where we hear about the running away thing. Jen Soto states it as she's going to run away to the woods and then calls Bestie and finds out that she never said anything about running away to the woods, except for when she turned 18, she wanted to live in the woods and build a house. Jen Soto threatens to kick her out before she turns 18, which that's going back to the original body cam footage that we have of the night that Jen and Stefan talked to the police. So the whole running away thing seems to be made up by Stefan and possibly Jen. Why are we making up stories? Is it because we want it to appear that she ran away? Is it because we want it to seem like she was abducted? Because again, you're trying to throw police off and send them basically on a wild goose chase. Boomer said, "Please be aware that the text between the victim and the accused are very sexually graphic, and they are read out loud during the preliminary trial." Yeah, I have that video in the playlist. I haven't read it. Okay, Jenny Jen, thank you. I don't understand why law enforcement's not charging Jen Soto with anything either, unless they're going to charge her later. I'm really upset about that. I'm emotionally upset about it. I am angry. Cara said, interesting that Jen Soto was going to kick her out when she turned 18, probably because she assumed Stephen Stearns was going to whisk Madeline away. Oh, she says that she's going to kick her out before she turns 18 in that body cam footage. And I'm like, ma'am, where is your child that it's not even 18 yet supposed to go if you kick her out? What's your master plan for that? And just Stephen Stearns is a piece of shit. I'm sorry.
she tell you about her relationship with her?
We wouldn't get along that well, she said. Every day in PE, she'd come and she'd be like, "Oh, fight or something. We're not on great terms or something." I had said that was going to disown her when she turned 18 or 19, kick her out of the house. About that,
This has a lot of redactions.
Get mad at her on call and stuff.
What do you mean get mad at her on call? What do you mean?
She tell her clean her room or something. I'm doing something right now, I can't.
So do it right now.
Yeah.
And what was to that?
Call if you're just gonna act like that, you don't talk about it.
Okay. And when you say the call, are you mean just a regular phone call?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that seems normal to me. Parents fighting with teenage daughters and teenagers about cleaning their room. If my kids were on the phone, I would say the same thing. You need to clean your room. and they're on the phone, I'm going to tell them to get off the phone and clean your room. You can call your friend back. You can talk to them later. Right now, you need to get this mess cleaned up. So all of that right now is normal, except for the kicking out part. We Got Shite says, the more I think about all the things Jen Soto has said, I'm convinced she had knowledge. If that was the first time Stephen Stearns had taken her to school, why did Jen Soto say to the cop that she was embarrassed by the car? Another great point. How can you be embarrassed by Stephen Stearns dropping you off at school or near school if he's never taken her before? And everybody else that is close to the situation, including Bestie, say that he's never took her to school or dropped her off.
So you guys would you FaceTime each other, or was this just like you're talking to each other on the phone?
Most of the time it's FaceTime because we were like playing at Roblox or something.
Gotcha. Okay, how often do you?
Like every single day. She texts me every morning I wake up, and I always get a text from her. Unless she. But usually, I thought it was fishy yesterday when she didn't text me at all. Because usually, even if she doesn't go to school that day, she texts me like the night or the day of. Like she'll wake up early just to like text me like, "Hey, I'm not going to school." And she didn't yesterday, but I didn't think anything of it because I thought she like slept in or something.
Okay. Has she ever mentioned anything about her relationship
with Stephen? That's what I assume.
Mentioned really briefly. She was always on a call. Stephen. She was always on a call with him. She loved him. They were really close.
Okay. So Stephen. Okay. And you said that she's very close to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that she's always on a phone call with him. So like, what do you mean when you say that she's always on the phone with him? Like
they're always talking, like they're always texting, or they're on a call with each other. Like, one time I called her and she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna call you back later," but like, "Do you want to join?" I was like, "I can join. I don't care. Your choice. If you guys want one time, you can." And then she added me to the call, and like, she was helping her with her homework and stuff.
Okay, so was she typically at home when she was?
Smoky Mountain Mermaid said the thing that makes me think she was involved in the comment of not risking her sleeping in the bed anymore. Why would a mother be worried about sleeping with her own daughter? And especially considering in this situation, like the whole excuse is that Madeline can't be sleeping alone. She has to sleep in the bed with Jen, but then you can't sleep in the bed with her. Like your whole story just fell apart with that. If you can't risk whatever it is you're risking by sleeping in the bed with her, where does she sleep? Because you claim that you all three sleep in a king size bed together because she has to be sleeping with somebody. I think the ex-girlfriend's testimony was really important when she states that Stephen has to go home, can't even spend the night with the girl he's with at the time because he has to get in the bed with Maddie. And all of the things that he tested the water, saying to her that got used against him. That testimony is going to be very pivotal. Hey, Dawn. Dawn said he was wrangling the dog because the dog didn't want him carrying a dead Maddie around the house or out of it. I think the dog is why Maddie had only one shoe, while the one shoe was in her mom's room. It's possible. I think that that was an excuse. I think he went in there, and this would be going with Jen didn't know. If she didn't know and he's trying to kind of sneak the Crocs out of her room, then she wakes up after he's got one, he has to have an excuse. So the excuse would be taking the dog for a walk. Oh, you're good, Sarah Lee. You're fine. I see you. Okay. And then I also think that the dog is a cover story. I'm not real sure what to make of that one. Carolina said, remember when Maddie told her counselor that he always hung out in the living room and her counselor should have pressed Maddie on why? Did that make her feel anxious, in my opinion? It's hard to be in the counselor's position on what you can safely press them on, and it be okay, you know?
She was talking to him, or
Yes.
Was she talking to him while she was here at school?
No, she talked to him at home.
Real quick, hey, Jay Swope, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Jay Swope said, so Jen was concerned that Stephen Stearns was going to run away with Maddie when she turned 18. Stephen couldn't keep a job. 18-year-olds don't get high-paying jobs, right? Like, what, are you going to move her into your parents' house? Really?
Does he not live in the home?
No, but he visits a lot. He recently moved out.
Why did he
Possible
move out?
smoky.
I have no clue.
She didn't tell you anything that happened. Do you know when he moved out of the house?
I don't know the exact date.
Okay, and she didn't tell you why. Did she ever tell you about?
Of course, they redacted a lot of this.
I knew they were very close. That's pretty much all I really knew.
Close. Okay. So sometime recently he moved out and in contact with him on the phone. How often would you say that she talks to him?
Like 3 times or like 2 times a week. On
Okay.
call, and then like she'll go text him.
She'll text him? How often does she text him usually? Do you know?
I have no clue.
Okay. And when she's calling him, is it usually in the afternoon, the morning, evening, something else?
Like somewhere between like the afternoon and night.
Okay. Does she say what they would talk about?
No.
Okay. What was your vibe on their relationship? Like, what did you think about it?
I liked how they were very close. Like he was always interested in like everything that was going on. Like she'd tell him like stuff that's going on at school.
Do you think that Stephen was really interested in Madeline and what she had going on at school, or just trying to keep a tight, quote unquote, no pun intended, leash on her? Hey, Jess, thank you for being here. Jess said this is really morbid, but I think it could be leakage talking about the dog leash. Didn't Stephen Stearns allegedly use a dog leash on the headrest of the passenger front seat as a way to prop up her body? Yes, he did. It appears to be that way. Caressa, good to see you. Caressa says, the dog leash Jen Soto strangled Maddie. I'd bet my life on it. I can't be convinced otherwise. When you look at it from that point of view, it all makes sense. In one of Jen Soto's first interviews, she called, hey, Rochelle, looking for the second part. Stephen Stearns, her partner in crime. From the way I see it, she was scared shitless in her one TV interview, and she was shaking like a leaf. I think she was really scared in that interview as well. Rochelle said, what if he was doing weird things to the... Oh, God. That could be why the dog's always nervous. I wouldn't put it past him with the whole horses comment thing, what he was doing to them damn horses. Jackie said, there are all signs that Jen Soto wasn't capable of attending to her child's needs. And I think Maddie's aunt and grandma were involved to hide the deficit that Jen Soto had. I read that wrong. I know. I'm sorry. In caring properly for Maddie. I think they definitely helped take care of Maddie a lot. I don't know why, but yeah. Chris, I read that one. Amy said, I think that Stephen gained access to his house by getting the remote control from his dad's car when he came to the hotel. That's a possibility, and I hadn't even thought about that. Thank you for sharing that, Amy. Hey, Minnesota girl. The entire Soto family hid Jen's lack of proper parenting for Maddie. Absolutely. I don't know if they meant to, though. Like, I think they helped take care of Maddie, but I don't know if they were intentionally trying to hide that Jen Soto wasn't a good mother. I think they just saw her, like, as we would see our family stressed out. Can I help in any way? But again, it makes me really upset the fact that she had those people to help her anytime she needed help, and she still called Stephen that day. It's really weird. Hey, Tony. Yep. Tony. Sometimes there's a Tori that comes in, so I have to look closely at your names. And hey, Julia Turner.
I don't know, she like briefly talked to him on the phone with like me on the phone too, like that I knew of. I don't really know if it was like saying stuff. All I knew is that like she would tell him what went on at school.
Okay. Did she ever disclose to you that he said or did anything that she felt that was inappropriate?
No.
No? Did you ever witness anything that you felt that was inappropriate?
No.
That he said or did or anything like that? Okay. Have you ever been at the house when he's been there?
One time.
Okay. Tell me about that interaction.
They picked me up from my house. I don't remember if it was like a weekend or a weekday.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him, and then he went upstairs. Like when I came, he was like, "Hey," he said, "Nice to meet you." And then he went upstairs because he just like came down for like water and then went back upstairs.
Gotcha. Okay. How old is he?
I have no clue.
Who normally brings?
Oh my goodness. Always late. I've been calling you always LB because that's how it looks on my computer. Always late. I love your name. Thank you for being here. Donna said, I would in no way be able to support a family member with what we know now. Jen Soto would be on her own. Yeah. I've heard she's at the sister's house. I don't know. Because considering that Maddie's aunt was very close with Maddie and was distraught when she first went missing, like Jackie said, right? That girl said, hit the thumbs up, please. Please hit the thumbs up so we get in the algorithm. Thank you.
Has he ever brought her to
Me
school?
too,
that you know
Jess.
of?
Not that I know of.
Not Rob.
Do you have a reason why he would have brought her to school?
I was talking and that was important. So
But you
Bessie
don't-
said that he's never brought her to school that she could think of, ever. Jess said, I'm glad you're discussing Madeline Soto's case. I still have a lot of questions about Jen Soto's involvement. I think the last time she saw Maddie was Wednesday because I suspect that Maddie was unconscious Saturday. I agree. And thank you for being here, Jess. I got a lot of questions too.
You don't know of a time that he's ever brought her to school. Shift work.
She's a sub here, and then I don't know if she still is. And then she also works at Disney.
Oh, okay. So now that he is no longer in the home, who else lives in the house?
A couple roommates, and then her mom and her.
Their roommates. Who are those people?
I know that.
Have you ever met them before?
I met one of them, but I don't really like know them.
Are they like a couple? Like,
No.
are they like males, females?
There's like one kid that I think is like in 6th grade or 5th grade. I don't know. There's one little kid there, and then I think the rest are all girls. I think Stephen was the only boy.
Okay, so is it like another family that's living in there with them?
I think it's just people that's close to them that can't find a home or don't have enough money for a home. They keep.
Oh, they kind of all stay together.
Yeah.
I'm understanding. I got you. Okay, cool. So, when was the last time that you texted you, either one?
I was at on Sunday, this previous Sunday.
So that would have been 2 days ago. So the 20.
Hey, Rita, I think she said she hadn't really been there before, but then in some interviews, she says she went there every weekend, and she's just now referencing being there 2 Sundays ago, but she didn't really meet Stephen and wasn't over there all that much. Hey, Rita Marie. Rita May. Hey, Rita May. Rita says if a mother finds out her boyfriend is essaying her daughter, murderous rage should be how she handles it. Something is seriously wrong with Jen Soto. I agree. Hey, Bazard. What did Boomer say? Boomer, where's your comment? I don't see your comment. Okay, we'll continue on with this.
East 5th?
Yes.
Okay. And then so you physically went to the party.
Yes.
Okay. What time did you leave the house?
Oh,
Around 7.
PM?
Yes.
Okay. And then did you talk?
she's talking about going to the party. I apologize.
Did she text you at all after that?
We went to the park, and I know she had brought her phone when I was still at the party, so I texted her like, hey, did you bring her phone? She never answered. And then when I got home, she saw the text, and she was like, what is this? I was like, oh, we were at the park. I didn't know if you brought your phone. She was like, oh.
Okay. So then you said she normally will text you in the mornings when she gets up.
Yeah, she'll
Okay.
text me good morning, and then she'll send me like a whole bunch of Instagram reels or
So one thing we could figure out is, okay, she texted Bestie when Bestie got home from the party. So we know that she was still alive at this point. We would need to know what time Bestie left the party as opposed to when Maddie left the party, that would tell us where Madeline was at when she sent that last text message. But obviously, if the aunt dropped her off that night, she was still alive at some point after she got home. It's just how long was she alive for that night after she got home? Corey said maybe she was going to Yolanda's, Madeline's second home. It's possible.
Gotcha. What did she text you yesterday morning at all?
No.
Did she call you at all?
No.
Did she send you any Instagram reels? Anything else that you were talking about?
No, which is what I thought was fishy.
Okay. Did you ever try to call her or text her or anything?
Yes, I called her.
And no answer?
No answer.
Okay. And that's completely out of the ordinary for her?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you come to school.
Mhm.
And what happened?
I got to school, and me and our friends
Hey, loud mouth.
just like hanging around, like kind of where the entrance is, waiting for her to get to school because she's a walker. So we kind of just like waited near the entrance for her to come in. We were already on campus. We were already like in like, the gates and stuff. We were kind of just like waiting for her to get there, and then when she didn't show up, we were like, okay. Sometimes she'll like wake up a little late, and then she'll come during first period. And she didn't, so I was like, okay, she might be like sick or something. Everybody kept coming up to me and was like, where is she? Where is she? Is she okay? And stuff. I was like, I don't like, she's probably just sick or something. And that's what I kind of told everybody, that she was like sick or that she kind of like slept late and want to go to school.
Right.
So.
Does she miss school often?
No.
So far as the bestie texting, all I've heard is she said she tried to call her, and Jen would have seen the missed phone call, but not necessarily a text message saying, hey, where you at? And she could have thought it was like something from the party, or she, for whatever reason called her. And I've not heard about a text specifically saying, where are you at? Why aren't you at school yet? Maybe we'll hear one in a minute. I do believe Madeline had her own room at Yolanda's, Corey. I'm not sure if she slept in it. I think they said that she slept with her grandma. Loudmouth, I hope everything's okay, honey. Stoic dissension. It's good to see you, love. Okay, we'll continue on.
Is she sick frequently?
Yes, but she still comes to school.
Okay. Is it just like, go ahead, I'm sorry.
She was coughing a lot. Like, she's been coughing a lot. And then when we were running around, she was coughing a lot and stuff. So I think she was sick then.
Okay. But she didn't mention to you anything about not coming to school yesterday?
No.
Okay. Has she ever mentioned anything?
Something somebody pointed out to me, and I wish I could remember. I think it was in an email. We saw pictures of Madeline's inhaler, right? Like we saw it covered in paint. I think that, I don't know if I put those pictures out, but they're out there. I need to do a short with those pictures in it because I had found them after I put out picture videos. But anyway, Madeline Soto has an inhaler, but she's never been diagnosed with like asthma or anything else. So like the diagnoses so far that I have seen is ADHD, and she has anxiety, but the only actual diagnosis is ADHD. It's not in her school records that I'm aware of, like what we've been able to see, that she has asthma. So what is the inhaler for? Like, why does she have this inhaler? What is in the inhaler? Is it an inhaler Stefan gave her to use? Is it an inhaler that Stefan gave her to use that he put stuff in to make her go to sleep? Did he force her to use the inhaler? Did he put some kind of sevoflurane or something in the inhaler and she puffs on it before he's like, you need to take your inhaler, you're breathing, you're wheezing, and then she falls asleep? Like, what's the inhaler for if she's not been diagnosed with asthma? I know that is a very wild speculation, but it is intriguing that we don't see asthma as reported on her, sheets or where they talk about what she's diagnosed with, yet she has an inhaler. Hey, Coach Mom. Why was there paint on her book bag? Do we know that? A lot of people have said some things. Somebody said that it could be Stephen Stearns dumped paint on it to try to keep it from being fingerprint, like them being able to find his fingerprints on it. Or somebody could have dumped paint in the compactor after he put it in there. I do know it was compactor, so if there was paint, it would have got all over everything. I don't know who put the paint in there. They have inhalers for marijuana. Weegob says it's for her panic attacks. Okay. I wonder how she got it. Like if it was prescribed to her or what. She had a meltdown about going home, and her grandma spent some time with her, calming her down. Yeah, she did. Hey, Misty Mo. I know she took it to school, so it would have to be prescribed to her, in my opinion. Okay, that's what I was thinking, but they don't mention it anywhere else. Cara said if I had to guess, she was given an inhaler from the dispensary. If we could get a picture of the inhaler, I can check it with the inhaler at the dispensary looks like. Well, if she had it at school, I would think it would be prescribed. My phone died, but I'll put out a short or something with a picture of the inhaler on it. Actually, I've got it in my emails. I'll check that real quick.
Anything to you about wanting to run away?
Other than the woods.
Okay, and tell me about that.
We were at Recharge. We were walking around the bus loop, and she was like, she was talking about a gator, and then she was like, it'd be like so cool to do. And I was like, what? She was like, if we like ran into the woods, like that trail behind school. I was like, yeah. And she was like, it'd be so cool to like go there and just like build a little house. And I was like, the woods, like with like animals and stuff. And I was like, where are you gonna get this like wooden stuff to build this house? And she was like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And I thought she was joking and stuff because she kind of like smiled when she did it. So I thought she was joking, but I didn't take her seriously. And then when I found she was missing, that popped into my mind, and I told my dad, and he was like, and I will go out looking for her. So my dad didn't come home till late last night trying to find her. She was in the woods. He went to every single park, went to the park we went to. Everywhere he could look.
Your dad went out to the woods last night?
Yeah. He didn't find her.
Okay. So has she ever mentioned to you about, like, I know you were saying that she was just joking, oh, it'd be cool to run into the woods and build a house, but did she ever say, like, I really want to run away or anything like that?
No.
Nothing to that context?
No.
Did she ever talk about how she didn't want to be at home anymore? She didn't want to live at home anymore?
She would kind of talk about getting a house or like getting a home. She's older though.
Okay. And I know you'd mentioned something about she was going to kick her out or just own her. Why would she say that?
Because they were fighting a lot, I guess. I don't know.
Do you know what they were fighting about? Okay.
Probably something like.
Okay. I've got where I was sending another creator, I won't say who, but I was sending them pictures that I had of this, and I haven't even put it up on my page yet, but that's the inhaler in her book bag. I've got to get these pictures on my page in a short or something. So let's find the inhaler. I saw that y'all were saying that, there's probably nothing sinister about the inhaler. And there's probably not. I just had some questions. Where am I at? So let's try this one. So you can see where the paint got all over everything. There's the lotion bottle right here is broken. So that would again tell me that it went through the trash compactor. Hey, girl. Girl said it just jumped. Okay, now I can't find it. Yeah, I would think albuterol, but you are supposed to have a prescription for albuterol. I think there's some that focus on the inhaler. Okay, hold on. I was sending what I had, and I couldn't find all of them. So some of them are repeats because it would like only let me send 3 at a time. Excuse me. Lordy. To that creator, I apologize for sending like the same pictures over and over. Okay, here we go. So yeah, there's the inhaler. I don't know. I can't zoom in, but it does, just looking at the bottle, it does appear to be albuterol, like a regular albuterol inhaler. But, I mean, I don't know if it could be anything else. It says something OLLA. She said you posted, okay, I can't access the Discord right now because, I'm not, my phone is, dead. Jackie said inhaler may be linked to anxiety or panic attacks. Respiratory center in the brain is very close to respiratory center. I have lung disease, and when I can't breathe, I get anxious and vice versa. Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting. Basil, stop. Weegob said, is it factual that she stopped taking her meds? That's what the bestie said. And she said her mood was different. Like, she seemed to be, like, more moody after the 14th. I've heard them say that they did their nighttime routines with her and daytime routines where they would make sure she took her medicine. But then in some interviews, they say she did it by herself. So I don't know. It does look like a asthma inhaler. Amy, I don't know what's in the green bottle. Jackie says it's Ventolin and salbutamol. Okay. Yeah, it says Tolin. So it definitely says the Ventolin. What is that for? Ventolin and salbutamol, I would think, is albuterol. Salbutamol is a reliever. Okay, let me pull up on Google real quick what Ventolin is. Let's see. Oh, I would thought that it would poke up. It would have popped up. What did you say? SABUTAMOL. SUBATOMAL. Okay. Albuterol, also known as salbutamol. So it is albuterol. So salbutamol is used to relieve symptoms of asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, such as coughing, wheezing, and feeling breathless. It works by relaxing the muscles and airways into the lungs, which make it easier to breathe. So I want to know what is Ventolin specifically. So let's look up that one. Ventolin is an albuterol inhaler with a built-in dose counter. Okay, so it's a regular albuterol inhaler with like it does the dose counting. All right, so we got that one figured out. That is now debunked. It is a regular albuterol inhaler, but she wasn't diagnosed with asthma, which is weird. Hey, Flora W. You can buy it over the counter in South Africa, Jenny. That's interesting. A lot of stuff that you can get over the counter in other places that you can't here. It's the pharmaceutical industry. Imagine that. Yeah, for asthma. I hadn't seen her diagnosed as asthma. You know, I can get crazy with my speculations from time to time as well. Hey, Lisa Lynn. Lisa said Stephen was trying to pull an out by saying she wanted to be dropped off by the church. Therefore, no one at the school would see her dropped off. Master liar, but didn't work. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like stupid, like, hey, go clean your room. She just like didn't want to do it.
Gotcha. So, your knowledge, ever tried or threatened to harm herself in any way?
No.
Okay. Does she ever talk about people harming themselves or anything like that?
Nope.
Access to any weapons at home?
No, I don't think she does.
Okay. Has she shown like a fascination with like suicide or harming herself or anyone harming themselves?
Yes, I know.
Okay. What do you think happened?
I think that she does have a lot of social media. I think that she was waiting to turn 13 because she had told, like, when I turn 13, once I turn 13, I'm gonna leave this house and never come back.
Why 13?
Because I think because she would always brag because I said that I can't wait till my birthday, and she was like, "Are you having a birthday party?" I said no, and she was like, "Oh, I get a whole bunch of money, like $500 something dollars on my birthday. You know, like that's like so much money." And I was like, "Yeah, like I get money, but like not like that, and I don't really like."
So when she said she said when she turned 13 she was going to leave the house. So maybe that's where the running away came from. Maybe it wasn't made up by Jen. I don't know. It seems odd that she couldn't recall exactly what was said, and it kind of seemed like in the body cam footage like she was kind of making it up. Bestie said she didn't ever talk about running away, but here she's talking about when she turned 13, she referenced leaving the house. So that's weird. And it sounded like she said she told Stefan when she turned 13 she was going to leave the house.
Like having birthday parties. The last birthday party I had was a whole bunch of drama. So then she was like, "Oh, okay." She would always talk about getting money for her birthday, and then when I showed up to her, and I didn't give her money, and I already had given her a gift. I brought it to school. She kind of got mad that I didn't give her any money or anything. I was like, "I spent money on this. I didn't physically give you any money though." And then when we also got there, I was like, "How many presents did you get?" And then she was like, "I barely got any money yet. Like, I'm kind of mad because like I want more money." And then I was like, "Oh, why?" And she was like, "Well, it's probably another." It's like, I don't know. I think she was waiting to turn 13, waiting for me. That way she could get a whole bunch of money and go.
But where would she go?
I have no clue. She talks to her sister. Her dad is in Washington, D.C., and I think her sister is too. Her and her sister are close. I went over to their house. Like, I went over to the mom. No,
Her biological sister?
yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
I went over to her grandparents' house.
Hey,
and
again,
she was
logic.
on a call with her sister. They seem close. They always play Minecraft together and stuff.
How old's her sister?
And I think, like, the last time I think she mentioned her, I thought, like, 15 or 16.
She's just a couple years older.
Yeah.
Got it, okay. So she said she...
Pam J said maybe she tried to run away that night or morning. Do you think she tried to run out of the house and then Stephen grabbed her and choked her? Is that a possible speculation that you're having? Girl, it's good to see you. School, government, CPS. God, I have new deviser. It's hard with spelling. Sorry. Oh, you're good. Okay.
She was upset because she didn't get a lot of money. She wanted more money. Okay. But she didn't mention what she was going to do with that money other than just, hey, possibly buy more presents.
Yeah.
Okay. Does she talk to a lot of random people on social media?
On Roblox, yes. She would go in, like, role play games, and she'd role play with them and talk to them online.
Okay.
I had a Roblox account. I showed Miss McConnell. She had not texted anybody. She has 51 friends on it, but it didn't say anyone has texted her in, like, a while. And most of them were, like, just people that she had friended or the people that had friended her. I don't know, it could have been like a game or something. They joined the game and that they talked on the game about like where to meet up.
Has she ever met random strangers like that? Like outside of the house that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Okay, she's never told you about any of that. Has she ever told you about any inappropriate conversations that she's had with older men or older women on any of these social media accounts?
No.
Has she ever told you about maybe sending any inappropriate pictures or somebody sending inappropriate pictures or items to her on any of these accounts at all? Nothing? Okay. So I know you said she has Roblox. Do you know what are her account like names on those, like her handles on those? Do you know what they are? Top of your like her username or whatever you guys call those? Okay, so that's her Roblox username.
Yes.
Okay. And you said she has Instagram. I heard you say that.
I have no clue what her Instagram is.
You don't follow her on Instagram?
I don't have Instagram. I'm not allowed to have social media for this exact reason.
So she does have an Instagram.
Yeah.
You just don't know what it is.
I have no clue.
What else does she have?
YouTube Shorts.
Okay. What does she do on there?
She dances and stuff, and then she like covers her face. She doesn't do a very good job of it. She goes like up and down, like there's a dance that you do. But in some of them, like I'll go on her YouTube Shorts account and she'll forget to like put the emojis on her face, and I had texted her like a few times, like, hey, I just went on your thing because I get notifications if she does it. And I was like, hey, you forgot to cover your face in this one. And then she was like, oh yeah, I forgot. She was planning on doing it at 200 subs, showing her face.
It's interesting to me that she did dances on YouTube on her shorts and things. I mean, she's pretty much she was talking to people through the group chats. That's always been concerning to me. Like she didn't really have a lot of parental contact, checking her stuff, making sure she wasn't doing anything, it appears. Jill said so sad she was telling people in the only way she knew how to. I know. It's devastating. Carolina said Maddie would still be here if her mother sent her to live with her dad, but I also think his wife had an issue with that also. Do you have Tyler and wifey's police interview? I do. It's on my page. She seemed to be irritated with Jen, but evidently Jen made it really hard for her. I don't know. She talked shit or something, but I still think you shouldn't be talking crap about the child's mom in front of her. I'm surprised too. I wonder if they got fired too.
Because I think she got tired of because everybody could, I think some people kept commenting like, oh, show your face or something. I don't know.
Okay. So Roblox, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. Anything else? Okay. When you guys would text each other, did you guys use an app to text each other, or was it just your regular phone?
Messages.
Like iMessages?
Yeah.
So like just the normal text messages through the iPhone?
Yes.
You guys didn't use like WhatsApp or any of these other accounts? Do you know she had a WhatsApp? Or any other accounts that she could have had? Okay. Does she have a boyfriend?
She has a crush.
On who?
From school.
What's his name?
Stephanie, we were talking about the case of Victoria Martin. I have submitted a FOIA request for that. That's a case. It's so horrific. I don't even know if I could talk about it on here, but there's rumors that the mom seemed a little, I don't know, off in the head. So I wonder if there's a lot of things saying that she falsely confessed, that she's a people pleaser, and that when she gave an answer to the police in that interrogation, she was just saying what she thought they wanted her to say. So I have questions about that. There's a couple cases I have questions about that I'm trying to get info on that have already went to court and etc. This sweet friend of hers was looking out for Maddie's online safety with posting the video. She absolutely was. And it's weird to me that nobody else in her life did.
What his last name is.
Do you have any classes with him?
Second period PE.
And he's in your second period PE?
Yes.
Is he here today?
Yes.
Does he like her back?
I don't think so.
Do they like hang out and talk and stuff?
They have each other's phone number, but he never answers her. She always texts him, but he never answers.
Okay, so they don't hang out at school or anything like that. Gotcha. Okay. So she didn't tell you about wanting to skip school or anything yesterday? Has she ever skipped school? Has she ever told you that, hey, we should skip school together, or we should go do this, or we should go do that?
Hey, Missy.
No? Do you know if she takes any illegal drugs or uses alcohol or anything like that?
She has medicine.
For what?
She has ADHD.
Okay.
She party on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
She had an episode, like she was on me for everything that I did, and she never acted like that. Like if I would like do something, she'd get upset about it, or she'd get mad, or something like that. She has mood swings a lot. Like she'll just like move from different moods really easily. I always thought she had bipolar. She never said what type of meds she took. I know she has ADHD meds, and I think they're bipolar meds too. The last time she took them was Valentine's Day. I picked her up to go to school, and she was running late. So I was like, hurry up. And then she was like, okay. So she gets in the car, and she's like, hey, sorry, I had to take my meds. And I was like, you're good. And then after that, the last 2 weeks, she said she had not taken her meds. And she would go around and tell everybody that she didn't take her meds.
Why did she not want to take her meds?
She said she forgot to, but I don't know.
Okay.
She did say that she kind of liked not being on her meds because she had more energy.
Okay. Does she engage in any kind of like risky kind of behaviors that you would think would be a little bit inappropriate for her age?
No.
Does she hang out with anybody that you would think would be a little bit inappropriate, or somebody that she probably shouldn't be hanging out with?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And she's never mentioned anything to you about hanging out with older men or women outside of school, running away, going anywhere with anyone?
The only thing she talked about was her dad and her sister.
What about?
Hey, nicely done. I quickly looked to see if I saw anything about like that, but I haven't found anything. I've got a mod that can find information on almost anything. I'll get with her and see what she can tell me. If she can find anything. I cannot understand how they could be so quiet. With the CSAM, yeah. Because he's making her be quiet. He's either warped her mind to where she thinks it's normal, or he's threatening her in some way to be quiet. Boomer said the problem is these disgusting parents are good at appearances to the public. So unless one sees something or the child speaks, it's too late to do something about it. Yeah. Stephanie said, yeah, there were false statements made by Victoria's mother. When Maddie's case came out, Maddie's mom reminded me of Victoria's mom. Both extremely sketchy and not believable. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's why I wanted to, I want to pull all of that stuff on that case and maybe put it out. But I thought about, I might have to put it out on Patreon or something just because that case is so horrific. Maybe we can talk about some of it. I don't know.
That they would talk a lot and that they were close.
Okay. But nothing other than that.
Nothing other than that.
Okay. And then her dad and her sister, how often does she talk to them?
Her dad, she really talks to. Her sister, she talks like 24/7 too.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you can think of that I have not asked you that you want to tell me that you can remember?
Sometimes the YouTube shorts or like the Instagram reels would be about love, but like crushes or like finding like a boyfriend. And I thought that she just meant like a crush in her, or something. I don't know.
Do you think she ever had any like feelings.
It redacted it.
that I know of.
Okay. It didn't seem like that to you at all. Okay. What about with anybody else? Nothing. Okay. All right. All right. Anything else you can think of that I have not asked you? I know we talked about a lot of things.
Right, Foxy?
With all of this.
I'm trying to think. When I gave her my present, she kind of got mad and stuff.
So this is where we find out that she was not as happy as they made it seem at her birthday party. Nicely Done said they brought up meds here. We know Maddie was being given different meds by Steppen. If Steppen hadn't given them to her recently and suddenly did start again that night, it may be an OD. It's possible. It's possible. Loudmouth said, I pray that 100% justice is served so poor Maddie can finally rest in peace, find peace and rest. Poor girl suffered horrifically for years. Yeah. And the problem is if Jen Soto's not arrested or not held accountable and she had something to do with this, then Madeline doesn't get justice.
And she was like, she would take stuff really literally, like all the time. Like, she would kind of just take stuff out of hand or something, and then she kind of just takes stuff out of context and make it more dramatic than it is.
Okay. Do you think that she acts out for attention sometimes?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
This is when she was still missing.
So I know I go back to the whole, like, what do you think happened? Do you think that she just ran away? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Because you know her better than any of us do.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why we have to come and talk to you. Like, I don't know her. I've never met her. I know nothing about her. So based on what you know.
Based on what I know, I think she kind of just wanted to be free.
Right.
Kind of just not live under, like, her.
Was she, like, defiant? Like, didn't like to follow the rules?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it depends if she took her meds. If she doesn't take her meds, and she's like really crazy and she doesn't think, she just does stuff.
Like impulsive?
Yeah.
Okay, when you say she does stuff, what does that mean? Like what kind of stuff?
Like no matter what it is, it could be like crazy or it could be like completely normal. Like it'll just be like whatever, and she'll just do it.
Okay. Did anything happen?
I think she was more acting out than anything because of what she had to deal with.
Happen at her party that you think would have set her off? It was at the house though? The birthday party?
Yeah, but I don't know where. It was at the grandparents' house.
Oh, the birthday party was at the grandparents' house.
Yeah, it wasn't at. No.
And she didn't tell you why?
No.
What about?
Nope.
He didn't come either?
Mm-mm.
So who all was there?
The rest of their family. Their grandma, their grandpa, everyone else.
Okay. Has she been staying at Grandma and Grandpa's house?
Yes.
So she's not staying with.
Like she goes back and forth. Depends. If her work at Disney, she has to be there early so she can take.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you mean. Okay. Where does the grandparents live? Do you know? Is that in Kissimmee? Or is that right around the corner? Oh, that's right around the corner here. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. Now I'm understanding. Okay.
My dad was like.
So here again, it's reiterated that she's been staying with Grandma. Nicely Done said Maddie was a prisoner, mentally, physically, and chemically controlled. I imagine Madeline started hating Jen, resenting Jen. Didn't want to go home, poor thing. Yeah, I know. I don't think she wanted to go home either, especially considering at 13 she's crying when she has to leave Grandma's.
So I had him like the woods and stuff, and then a cop was talking to him about And my dad asked like where like and like does like the was like had picked
Sorry, it's
2
redacted.
o'clock. Didn't say where. Didn't say like
Wait, what?
anything.
Who said that?
The cop said this. My dad.
He told your dad that. Oh, he asked him. Did he?
No, like he like said like my dad asked like where did
This has always been weird to me.
like just like wondering that way like because she could be around there. That way you can go search, and then the cop was like, "Oh, fuck," and then drove her home.
You want Jess G? You want me to put Inspector BS up? I can. Snipping out the BS. They can drop pictures of Basil. That's about all I have.
But then I asked there, or like when was like the last time you saw her? She was like this morning.
Did he say where he picked him up or
No.
picked her up?
No.
So the deputy told your dad that picked her up at 2 o'clock and took her home,
Picked her up 2 o'clock and took her home.
but he didn't say where.
Because my dad called my mom and then said exactly what the cop said. And then my mom had told me, and my dad came home and told me.
Okay.
But I was confused because that's not.
That's always been interesting. The cops told her that Stefan picked Madeline up at 2 from school. I mean, obviously it was inaccurate information, but why did the cops say that at that time? Sarah Lee said, is there a toxicology report available on her? And no, there's not. We can't get the autopsy in Florida because she's a minor. If any of my grandkiddos cry to go back home, unless it's because I spoiled them, you better believe that I'm going to demand to know why. Yeah, I mean, but she could have thought that, she just didn't want to go home because of arguing with her mom or whatnot. Thank you, bad girl, for feeding Inspector BS.
It was like, hey, are you? So she was like, okay, I'm just wondering because where she is, did she come to school? Like, she didn't come to school at all. And I was like, she wasn't on lunch, she wasn't anywhere to be found. Everyone like, oh, she was like sick or she went to school. Nothing like that. Nobody really thought of anything of it. And then she was like, okay, I'm freaking out. Can you call your friends and like make sure that she was at school?
She said, okay, I'm freaking out. Jen Soto never said she told the bestie, okay, I'm freaking out. Can you call your friends to meet to see if she was at school? Why is she telling bestie, okay, I'm freaking out? That's weird. Nicely Done said, I was listening to people talk about the cremation and it made me mad because I believe it's possible Maddie was given a medication that's not tested for in a routine autopsy. I mean, I think it's possible. I think the police would have tested everything, though. I think they would have because they wanted to be sure. So it's not like some of the other cases where you hear they have an autopsy and then you find out years later that something was in their system or whatever. I think they probably tested for all that. Hey, Regina.
Or someone, or like make sure someone's senior, and then I checked everybody, no one saw her. So I was like, no one saw her.
But she didn't say if she dropped her off at school.
No. She said she dropped her off to church and then left.
Are you that? I'm just writing this down because I will forget because we've talked about a lot of things. Okay. Told you that she was the one that dropped
Her off.
her off. Okay. Did she say what time?
Like 4:45 last time she was, the last time she was seen.
4:45 in the morning?
Yes.
Why would she drop her off at 4:45 in the morning at a church?
The church is like right next to yours, and then
Yeah, but 4:45 is like 4 hours before school starts.
8:45.
Thank you. I'm like, hold on.
Sorry.
Okay, so she.
Hold on.
Okay, told her she at 8:45 at the church.
I think a Honda. I don't know. It looks like a Honda.
Is it like a passenger car, an SUV, a van?
There's a back seat. I don't.
Like small car, big car?
Small car.
Okay, what color is it?
I'm trying. I can't remember.
And you guys said this over the phone. It wasn't in a text message.
Yes.
What time was that that you?
It was sometime after school because I'd gone off the bus and then we heard the ice cream truck, so we were like waiting around the neighborhood for it.
You.
Anders, the CSAM trial hasn't been postponed yet that I know of. Hey, Gammy. Good to see you.
And asked if
Yep.
And then the woods that you say your dad searched, where are those at?
Here.
The ones that are right back out here? Okay. How long was he out there?
I don't know what time he came home or anything. 9 something he came home.
Uh-huh.
I think somewhere around like 8. I told him at like 7, like late 7, and then somewhere around there he kind of just left. I was like, I'm gonna go find her, or like I'm gonna go look for her. And then he told me to send him a picture. Send him like the address of the grandparents' house, and I'm gonna call you just to keep your phone on you.
And this is your dad, correct?
Yes. And so I kept my phone on me, and he kept like calling and telling me like, ask her or anything, and ask her if there's any updates and what she was wearing. She was wearing like a Kelly green RBS hoodie.
What's interesting about this is she's wearing the same hoodie that she has in this picture that she describes her as. And I didn't mean to do that. I noticed it after we listened to it. It's that hoodie. That one might be a blue one, but I think it's the same one that her friend gave her. This is the hoodie that she was found in. Sarah Lee, you are fine. You can talk, honey. Misty Mo says the fact that her best friend's dad went to physically look for her and her own mother didn't is sad. Yeah. Jen didn't go look because she knew what the deal was. If you look at the body cams that I just released, Jen doesn't ask where Maddie is. The sister does. When they go to the sister's house, that's the first thing she asks. Any updates? That's a normal reaction. Jen Soto's is not.
Hoodie that I gave her.
RBS, what is that?
RBS is a company that my dad and my mom work at.
Gotcha, okay.
White Crocs and spandex, like black spandex.
You said white Crocs?
Mm-hmm.
And black spandex pants?
Oh, shorts.
I'm assuming you haven't heard today then, right?
No.
Not at all. So you haven't heard from her since Sunday night after her party?
Yes. Which was the last time I saw her was when she had gotten mad at me because I didn't say goodbye to her family and I didn't like go shake everyone's hand and like tell her like goodbye to everyone.
Okay.
So the last conversation was an argument.
So you don't know if anybody else had contact with her yesterday after mom dropped her off at 8:45 at the church?
No.
What?
Because instead of going exactly a car line.
Is that normal?
No. I don't think so. You like straight dropped off in the front of the school.
Okay.
Car line.
I know where that
It's
Off. Okay.
so the best friend just said it's not normal for her to be picked up at the piece or dropped off at that church, at that preschool. What's normal is that she gets dropped off in front of the school in the car line.
But yesterday, for some random reason, she wanted to be dropped off at the church.
I don't know if she's ever been dropped off at church before. Not she's told me.
Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Anything else you could think of? I know we've talked a lot about.
Did you hear her just say interesting? She's already smelling something fishy going on here. Interesting, she said.
A lot of different things here.
Yeah.
Okay. If you think of anything else or anything that you think that is important, make sure that you have your parents call the sheriff's office. Okay. And we'll go from there. I mean, we're going to do everything we can to see, to find, just need to, that's why we're talking to everybody, because we have to exhaust all of our leads and try to put this whole thing back together to figure out where she was last seen and kind of retrace her steps and all that. Okay. Do you have any questions for me that I can answer for you, or try to at least?
Do you have any possibility of where she might be? Like any
Again,
thing?
So there's
a normal question. Vesty doesn't know where she's at. She's asking, do you know where she could possibly be? A normal question, right?
a lot of things we're looking at right now. I am not the lead detective on this case. I'm helping out with somebody else. So I don't know what all he has gathered from talking to her family. There's a lot of things that we have to still look at, right? Like there's a lot of social media. There's just a lot of stuff we have to look at. So our goal is to as quickly as possible, right? In an safe condition. So I don't have those answers specifically, and I'm not going to make something up and tell you if I did. Okay. But that's our goal for now. So there's just so much we have to dig through, there's so many people we got to talk to and all that. So, but any other questions that I could try to answer for you?
Did you text?
Okay. He got it's pretty similar. Your name was brought up as like the best friend. So that's why
Me too, girl.
I'm directly asking you specific things. Do you think you have any other information that could be helpful that's different than what you gave me?
Probably, maybe. I mean, she didn't tell me about leaving the house and never coming back when she turns 13.
Yep.
Okay.
Not that I know of anything else that.
Okay. Got it. All right. Do you swear everything you told me is true to the best of your knowledge? Awesome. All right.
All right.
Time is going to be 13:44 hours.
Let's go to the second interview, and then we'll listen to the third one. Bestie gave more information than she realized she did. The interviewer, the officer, picked up on that and said, interesting, almost right off the bat, right out the gate. Like, she's already finding it interesting that normally Madeline's dropped off in front of the school, and that day, for whatever reason, she was not. Very interesting. Second interview talks about some things. The cop asked her some things that the parents are not real happy about, some kind of private things that probably should have not been asked to Bestie, but he was trying to find out information.
This is a follow.
It's interesting. So we'll listen to this one, and then we'll do number 3 today. Hopefully we can get through all 3.
Follow-up interview with Maddie's best friend. If you see parentheses like this, that means that's what I think they said. I'm not real sure, though. If you figure it out and I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below.
Diamond Girl says there's so much to dig through there's so much to dig through right now. How many people on how many crime channels have been trying to dig through it all? It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Yeah, it's so much information to dig through. It's crazy. 9-2, always late. Right, why did Jen go along with it? Jenna, I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, let me put my dog up.
Yep, no worries. Hi. Hi, I'm a Detective Payne with the Sheriff's Office.
Let me call
Okay. Yeah, I just need to speak to her again. Should be quick.
her. No worries. I think she's home. My wife went to pick up my daughter's car. So you hear all kind of crazy rumors, but
Yeah.
hey, can you come downstairs? Are you home? Yeah. I didn't know if you were mom. Okay, come downstairs for me. No, there's like a group chat between, I think a message like half hour ago that said that the picked up in Fort Myers. Where you fled?
The investigation's still ongoing,
Yeah.
so obviously a certain amount of stuff is
I
released to the media.
understand.
So
Yeah.
obviously, unfortunately, she is the best friend, right? So
Yeah.
you know, gonna
Yeah.
talk to her again. Hope.
Okay, so if in the interview that we've talked about with Chris Stearns in July, where the police say, you know, we've gone through each line thousands of hours, and we can say that Stephen worked independently and Jen basically didn't know anything, right? My issue is why, if that was not the case, if they were just trying to feed him some information to get him to chill the hell out, why wasn't he told what this officer just told this man? He said, the investigation is ongoing. We can't really release anything. Why not say that if you're planning on arresting Jen Soto later down the road? You know what I mean? But no, they gave this long drawn out explanation as to why. I feel like that's the truth, because otherwise you would have said the investigation's ongoing. Like this man said, he had heard Bestie's dad heard that Stephen Stearns fled to Fort Myers, and that he had gotten arrested down there. He was trying to flee, evidently, is what they heard, but it wasn't true. Edith has been a member for a month. My goodness, that is so awesome. I need to get a video for you guys that have been members for months when you share those. I need to give y'all like a gold star or something. That's a lot. That's a long time to listen to me talk. Always late, said Jenna. I know the feeling. My high school boyfriend was killed by a drunk driver. I am so sorry. It does stick with you when things like that happen. Hey, Archer and Empress Tarot, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Yeah, they waited till her brother was convicted and then arrested her, but like, I don't know. I don't think they're going to do anything to Jen, and I'm real upset about it.
Hopefully, nobody else has to talk to her, but
No,
should be pretty quick. Obviously,
wrong with that.
yeah. Hey, how you doing? I'm Detective Payne. Just call me Jeff. I stopped by school today, talked to a few other friends. Unfortunately, you weren't there. So, do you mind talking to me for a few minutes? Okay. I typically talk to people in my vehicle. I'm parked in that black Chevy. If you want to talk there, obviously you're not going anywhere. It's up to you.
I'm not gonna let her get in the car by herself.
Okay. All right. You mind if we talk out here then?
Yeah.
All right. That works.
Yeah.
Again, another accurate response. Dad's like, yeah, you're not taking my child in the car with you alone. We're not doing that.
Dad, do you mind going this way? Some privacy?
Well, Milk, you don't got to be a member.
Right, like I said, I'm Detective Payne. You can just call me Jeff. Obviously, you're not in trouble, okay? Sorry to have you have to talk.
You're green right now, so you are a member, but there's memberships gifted all the time. I'm glad y'all get to see the members only content.
Somebody else. I know you talked to Brittany today, right? Yeah, she's a partner of mine. So there's just a few other follow-up questions that we have to go into. I have your date of birth as, so you're 12, 13, just turned 13. Okay. So do you know what the difference is between a truth and a lie? What's the difference?
One's telling the truth, like you're saying something that's like fact and like real, and then the other one is like you're making up stuff.
Okay. So if I told you your shirt was black, would that be a truth, a lie, or something else?
True.
And why is that?
Because it is black.
Okay. So can you promise to tell me the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know, like I said, I know you talked to Detective Bradshaw a little bit about everything that's going on. But if you can just kind of give me a summary, how well you call it? You know,
I'm not since 4th grade.
notice this 4th grade. Okay.
Hey, Hio.
You think you guys were close? You guys best friends? How do you?
She's my best friend.
Best friend. Okay. Would she say the same thing to you about you? That you guys are best friends? Okay. Okay. Do you think you guys confide everything in each other? You guys share your secrets? Like, there's levels of best friends, right?
We share everything.
Share everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
boomer.
Okay. So, did she ever tell you about anything that was going on at home?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. Like, they'd have arguments, but it was just like arguments. Like, I'll go sneak around and she'd be like, no, I don't want to.
Okay. Anything else?
She'd come to PE and she'd be like, I had a fight, like, she'd come complain.
Okay. Did she ever complain about anything else? Nothing else. Okay. Have you noticed any big changes in her behavior lately?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about those. Okay. Sorry.
I need to send this to Grish and see if he can pull out what she's saying there when that helicopter flies over. Hearts My Face Forever said they will convict Jen. They have to charge Stefan before they can charge her with accessory. I hope so. It's good to see you, Hearts My Face Forever. Hey, Wolf. Women often get off on things just for being women. Just an observation. I respect your opinion. If she's involved, I hope they prosecute her to the fullest extent of the law.
Polar.
Yeah. She kind of acts bipolar a little bit.
Okay.
She'll have mood swings.
You talk about.
She takes medicine.
Okay.
She calls it medicine.
Yeah, is it?
She has ADHD.
Okay.
Last time I saw her was Sunday. I was at her birthday party. And when I first got there, she was a little upset.
Okay.
And then she was also kind of upset that, like, she didn't get enough presents. She didn't get, like, most of her family wasn't there.
Yeah.
And she didn't get enough presents, or money or anything.
So this is the second time we're hearing that she is upset about her birthday party. In stark contrast to what everybody else has said in her family. Anders said, but how Jennifer behaved when Maddie didn't come out from school is straight outrageous. It is. Didn't even go in to check. Jen is not arrested yet, girl. Unfortunately. But you know what?
Okay.
I guess 'cause she
If they tell me that she did get arrested or they're on the way to arrest her, I'm gonna grab all of y'all and we're gonna get on this crazy train right here, and it's gonna be going this fast so that we can go get her and arrest her as well. We're gonna all jump on together, and I'm gonna be driving just like this so we can arrest her. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Shit's gonna be flying everywhere. Don't break any coffee. We're gonna arrest her. That's how that's gonna go. If we find out.
She hyped up her birthday party so much, then when really came.
Okay. Okay. So talk to me about a big change in her behavior. So like a long-term change, right? So she's happy for a few weeks and she's sad for a few weeks. Like when has that big change happened? So you tell me that she was upset at her birthday party, but it sounds like.
Nicely done said, I was searching for how sevoflurane was detected in an autopsy. I'll have to research it. Stephen Stearns Googled this drug when showing in drug tests. That's why I'm thinking of an overdose of uncommon substance. It's possible, but she had her cause of death was strangulation. So I don't know necessarily that it would have been an OD if, like, technically she was strangled to death. That's my thought on that.
Like she had a reason to be, right?
Yeah.
So was there a big change in her behavior at school that you noticed at school?
Sort of.
Okay. Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah. Valentine's Day was the last time she started like this. The last time she took her meds.
Okay.
When she's on her meds, she's like nice. She's fun. She's caring. She's not snappy at all.
Why'd she stop taking them?
I'm guessing because she felt more free.
Okay. Did she tell you that, or?
No.
Okay. She didn't tell you why she stopped taking them?
No.
Okay.
She would say that she forgot them.
Now, people have questioned if she was with child, did she stop taking her medication because she didn't want anything to happen to the baby? She's talking about parent coins with Stefan. Is it a possibility that she was with child and she was trying to do what was in the best interest of the child, and that's why she stopped taking her meds? It's a possibility. We would have to find out if she was with child or not. I've also heard that she did start her cycle 2 weeks later than normal. And there was blood in, her private areas per the DNA report. So I would think the blood would be from the fact that she had started her cycle. So there's a lot of questions around a lot of this. We won't know until trial.
She forgot to take them.
Okay. Do you know exactly what she was on?
No.
Probably not. That's
Other than her ADHD.
just ADHD. Okay.
And then when she's off her meds, which she has been lately, she's very snappy.
Okay.
She gets mad at stuff that I would do or that anyone else would do.
Okay.
When she was off her meds. So.
Did she ever talk to you about being depressed or wanting to hurt herself or anybody else?
I knew she would do.
It is rapid fire questioning, Missy. It sure is. Hunter's Moon, I do not sing the intro song. That is by Mike Stringer. It's called In the Middle, I do believe. And Steffi, with Stephenstern's nasty fetishes, I think he went back that and got, with the DNA, got on Maddie's chest. Could be wrong, but it's a possibility. That's a possibility.
Through a phase where she was very depressed.
Okay.
And she had a hard time getting out of it.
When was that?
She never told me when it was. She just.
Okay.
Like,
She just told you I was depressed, or
Yeah.
Okay. You don't recall being around her during that depression? Okay. How about suicide? She ever mentioned suicide, wanting to hurt herself or anybody else?
No.
Okay. I know she.
Oh, her crush. She's had a crush on him since like the beginning of school year.
Isn't it sweet how she says, "Oh, her crush," like, and you could tell she smiled in the way she talked and thought it was sweet.
Okay. Did anything ever come of it?
She asked him for his number and he said, "Yeah."
Okay.
She would always text him.
You said text him or sext him?
Text.
Text him. Okay.
She would always text him and call him sometimes. He really doesn't.
Okay.
He would never text her back.
Okay. Has she had any other boyfriends? No. Has she shown interest in any other guys?
She's had a boyfriend before.
Okay.
She recently got out of a relationship not too long ago.
Okay.
He didn't go to our school. He got expelled from our school. He broke a kid's elbow.
What's his name? You know what his last name is?
No.
Do you know where he goes now? White kid, black kid? Have you ever met him?
She evidently Madeline had a thing for the bad boys. What it sounds like, I think it's sweet though that she had little crushes that she was talking to. Yeah, this officer, I don't like this officer, very much. Hi, Basil. Hearts My Face Forever said, "Do we know that strangulation was the cause of death, or do we just know about the hyoid bone being broken because it could have been broken, being strapped to hold Maddie upright in the car?" I think it said I think the medical examiner said the cause of death was strangulation. I'll have to find it though and get that to you. I do believe that's what the medical examiner said. Yeah, he is rushing. I don't like some of the question he asked her either.
I met him once.
Okay. Is he your age? Younger? Older? Same age? Okay, so he'd be in 7th grade?
He's either 12 or 13.
Okay. You said he got expelled for breaking a kid's elbow? Okay.
She had another boyfriend.
Does he?
I think it's possible that that Stearns got mad because she was starting to notice other boys too. Boomer. I think that's a possible speculation as well. Yeah, he's not Tony. He's not trained right to talk to kids at all. Carolina said, "Sweet and so innocent." Madeline's first crush. That damn Jen and Steppen. The law doesn't get her, karma will. I just hope it's sooner than later. Me too. I'm having trouble finding an actual diagnosis for that, Sandra. Because the only thing she said she was actually diagnosed with was the ADHD. Always late. Oh, I'm so sorry, Abellis. That's so sad. It is really intense line of questions for a teenager. It absolutely is. A lot of people didn't like this person question.
Did any of these boyfriends ever amount to anything? Were they just hand holding and just nothing more than that? Okay.
I think it was a long distance, and then with David, it was all through text.
Okay. So did she ever talk to you about anybody else? Okay. So she never talked to you about anything else that was going on at home? Yeah, you mentioned that. I've gotten that from a few other people.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm trying to recall, but I don't think she mentioned anything else that at home or anything or mom fighting. Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys follow each other on social media?
I'm not allowed to have them.
Okay.
The only thing I have for YouTube shorts,
Is hers or yours?
hers.
Hers. Can I see those? You follow her on YouTube? Is that what you said?
Yes.
YouTube Shorts? How often did you go?
Every single weekend.
Every single weekend? Okay.
That's weird. He said, "How often do you go?" And it's redacted. And she said, "Every single weekend." I mean, I assume that means how often did you go see Maddie? And if she went every single weekend, why is it that she only saw Stearns once? Jen said Maddie had asthma. Okay. It's hard for me to find that diagnosis, but I mean, that doesn't mean that she wasn't diagnosed with it. We're not privy to her medical records per HIPAA, but I know the counselor said she was diagnosed with asthma. I mean, not asthma, ADHD, and she has anxiety issues. Jess says she's doing a great job with these questions. Yeah, she absolutely is.
Did you have any
It's redacted.
anybody else that lived there? If you want to still work on those videos.
See, he's just.
I met Stephen once or twice. I met him once, and I shook his hand, and then he said hello to me.
Stefan is. You said you only met him once?
I only met him once.
Okay.
Now, of course, he knows who Stephen is, right? But sometimes you'll hear about cases where, like, it's a much older man and is presented at home as like the teenager's boyfriend, like the actual stepdad. Friends come over and things, and they introduce themselves as boyfriend and girlfriend. I think that's why he asked that, to see if like Bestie knew Stephen as a friend, as a stepdad, as something else. He's also going to ask her how old Stephen was, because sometimes these predators will lie about their age. So she's basically, he knows how old Stephen is, but he wants to see if she's going to give a different answer.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to kind of look through these real quick. Is that okay?
She said she was going to show her face at 200 subs.
She was going to what? I'm sorry?
Show her face at 200 subs.
At 200 subs. Okay. Did she ever make any other content?
I don't know. She has Discord, which is a streaming thing where you can go live. I don't know if she's ever gone live though.
Do you have her Discord?
I think so. I
Yeah.
don't know anything else.
Okay. Do you mind re-downloading it for me?
Can I run inside the garbage charger?
Yeah, of course.
My phone died. It's a good thing, so.
I saw it was low, but if you don't mind plugging it in so we can try to get Discord down. Okay.
Every single morning she would wake up and she'd be like, hey, good morning, and then she would send me like Instagram reels.
So, the dad doesn't like this detective because of how he questions her and what some of the things he's going to say later in this interview. Anders said, my theory is that they went to charge her for a felony but haven't got enough evidence. But people from law enforcement don't think Sarah Boone, prosecutor, wants to charge her. Oh, you're talking about Sarah Boone. Hio does a lot of Sarah Boone stuff. I'll have to grab her link and drop it. If you guys are interested in Sarah Boone, she's got a lot of stuff over there on that.
Or like YouTube shorts.
Okay.
Monday morning, she did not.
Okay.
Even if she were like sick or something, or she were to oversleep, she would still text me in the morning.
Okay. So that was always.
Always.
Okay.
She would always text me in the morning and stuff. Monday morning, I thought it was suspicious that she didn't, but when she oversleeps, that's the only time she doesn't.
Okay.
But she'll still text me when
she gets up.
she'll wake up.
Okay.
And then when I got off the bus and like I turned on my phone and she didn't text me, I was like, okay, something's up.
Okay. Did you reach out to her at that point, or
I called her.
you called her? Okay. Did she answer? Or? Okay. You said that you met once.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? I'm sorry.
Stephen. That's like all of them.
Okay. Do you have any pictures with Stefan? Anything like that? You guys going out and doing things? Just casual pictures, anything?
I had two pictures of him that
Okay.
I had tried to find last night.
Okay.
When I heard he was arrested.
Uh-huh.
I went through all of our text messages, all of our photos,
Yeah.
videos, and every like group chat or anything, but it was like completely like erased.
Couldn't find them?
I couldn't find them.
Okay.
My phone's doing one, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, so he had sent me like two pictures of him.
Mm-hmm. What was he doing in those?
Just looks like she took a screenshot from like FaceTime that he didn't know.
Okay. Did she ever send anything else of him? Nothing else? Okay. Did you ever see anything else of her?
So there's 2 screenshots of Stephen Stearns that were in a group chat that was there, but then he gets in trouble and he goes to jail, and all of a sudden those pictures are missing. But we know that Jen Soto gets in trouble for going through Madeline Soto's phone at some point after Madeline's been missing. Why is she going through Madeline Soto's phone? What is she doing? Is it possible that after Stephen Stearns got arrested, she went through and tried to delete a bunch of shit because she knew about the CSAM? Why is it that there was pictures of Stephen Stearns in the group chat that all of a sudden disappeared after he went to jail? Because the friend's not going to be able to pull that up. I just dropped Hio's link if you guys would like to subscribe. She's got a lot of Sarah Boone stuff. Nicely done said, I think Jen is involved in having knowledge. In my opinion, her interview points to her planning the school drop-off and planning the place to leave Maddie. I think it does too. You think that she actually did the unaliving? It's a possibility. Oh, girl, thank you for the support. That was super sweet of you. Thank you so much. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Always Late said, I think Jen may have done it as well, and Stephen is the one covering up. That's what Deborah Stern said. She said she thinks that Jen did it. Jen might have caught them doing something or whatever. Jen snapped, and Stephen's taken the fall because he feels guilty about all of the CSAM and the video and all of that. So therefore, he feels like he should be punished for abusing Maddie, so he's going to take the fall for everything. But if that's the case, and he's looking at the death penalty in the state of Florida, where it's more likely than not he'll get sentenced to death, he's going to roll on her. And I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope that he indicates her and throws her right under the bus.
Did she ever send you pornography, anything like that? No? Okay. Did she ever send you any pictures of herself that are pornographic or with anybody else?
That's the issue. You're asking this minor, this child, about pornographic images and videos. Did he ever send you pornographic things? I mean, the dad had an issue with that because, as you can tell, she's not allowed to have social media. She doesn't do those things. She's protected. And he's out here asking her about sex and pornographic materials and things like that.
Could send a picture, but it wouldn't go past the right here.
Okay. Of herself or of somebody else? Of herself. Okay.
This is her Discord.
Sorry, I'm just gonna look through this. He said, or she, I'm sorry, she says in this message that she can't be on because that is there. Do you recall her saying that? Okay. I guess, did she ever not hang out with you, whether online or in person, to see him?
He visited her, but he'd move out. He like spent a day with her once, and then we were supposed to hang out that day, and she canceled because he came. So she was like, sorry, I can't hang out after this time.
Okay. mom seems to think you need to show me some other message between you and somebody else. She just texted you when it was on there, so it popped up.
This guy's super invasive, talking about show your mom seems to think you need to show me this this information, this video, which is probably pertinent and she probably should, but I understand why the dad got mad too. Stoic Dissension said, is this a detective that says something like, don't worry, it's okay, I know how to talk to females, to one of these kids? That was so freaking weird, it bothered me. I'm a guy and would never do that. I wouldn't doubt it. Hio found a bunch of new depositions, so she's gonna pull those up. And we're gonna talk about those real quick. We've got a bunch of new depositions. I'll put them out in a video as well. Just showing the depositions and things like that after the live. She got them from As the Gavel Drops Discord for all the documents in this case. You can go to that Discord and check them out. So we wanted to share with you the list of depositions real quick. Hio, you'll have to share your screen because I don't have them on here yet.
Okay, hello everybody.
Thank you for coming up and thank you for sharing and finding that.
You're welcome.
I have to print them out.
I got a special message from Toxic. She was like, "Hello, new documents." I was like, "Hello, I'm up, I promise." Okay, so let me put that here. Zoom that up a little bit. Are you able to see that, or do I need to read through it?
You'll probably have to read through it if you're
Hi,
able
Andy girl.
Are you feeling better?
Oh yeah, I actually laid down and I got some good sleep. I'm doing much better. Some good sleep.
Okay.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I don't. I'm behind. Anyway.
Some good sleep.
Oh, I got it now. Okay. Sometimes my thought process is delayed.
Hi, Misty. Hi, Abellis. Hi, Anders. Hi, everybody. Okay. All right. So the first one says notice of taking video depositions. And this came out on 1/27 at 1:42 p.m. or that's when they were filed. It says they'll be taking states all to be taken at the state's attorney office in Orlando. There are 3 minors listed: an SE, an EG, and an LL.
I know the first one is going to be Bestie. The other two, there were 2 other children that were questioned at the school, and I didn't do their interviews because they asked them things like, like this officer's asking this young lady. I didn't find it appropriate, and they weren't able to give any other information that Bestie didn't give. So I never put those videos out, but I think it's just the 3 friends from school, if I had to guess.
Yeah, that's definitely that one. So that's that first one. And let's see.
There's several.
Oh yeah, there's a few new ones. They are taking, let's pull this one up. Sorry, I'm having to go one by one because it's not listed in this. I don't have it in a stack yet, but I'll stack them for you.
You're good. Hot off the press, y'all. Work with us.
This one right here is for the Angelica Negro Guerrero, and it's going to have a Spanish interpreter at 1:30 p.m. on April the 29th of 2025. We're going to do that at the courthouse. So that we know who Angelica is.
Yeah, that's a roommate.
So that one's finally listed on there. I was wondering when that was coming because I didn't see any names of the people that we've been talking about for months at first. I was like, what's going on here? All right, so here's another one. It's got quite a few.
And I'll put out after the live, I'll get them all printed out and ready and make a video just showing the list. I can't go through. We can go through them over the next couple of days and review their witness statements, but
yeah. So this one was filed on the 24th, and this one has people for the rest of March. Renee Davila. I think didn't we already have this one? Didn't we already see this one? Hannah Miller Hannah Miner and Lindsay Miller. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I just put out in the video last night.
Okay. And that one's doubled up here in the documents. Let's see.
Real quick, Darlene says, The reason Jen has not been charged yet is because they want to get her testimony on him. They will get her. Probably not what the charges should be, but she will be charged. I sure hope so. Hey, Wolf.
Hi, Wolf.
I
Hi,
think I
bad
said
girl.
earlier.
Okay, so this one is a notice of provision of state's amended witness list. Basically, it just says that they're amending their witness list. They're filing the instant notice of provision of amended witness list. Their signed assistant state attorney electronically served upon the defendant an amended list of names and addresses of persons known to the state of Florida to have information that may be relevant to any offense charge or any defense thereto. So basically, they're just letting him know we are going to question these people. So they're probably letting his attorneys know.
Okay.
Because, you have to keep them apprised of the, things that are going on. The next one in there was also a notice to the state's amended witness list for the second notice that we saw. And I'm trying to look and see if there was anything else that was new. Was that it?
Okay.
Was it just the one? It might be just the one. It's still hot off the press, but yeah. And then you already have. Do you have the one that says Barbara Belmore and Brittany DeStefano and all that one on there? That one came all the way from the 8th. That was the way back one. Okay. Well, then that's it. Just that first one is the only. That's basically the long and short of it. Is they put one out on the 27th for the 3 minors. That's really the only news that we have.
Okay, I'll drop that one on a community post.
And the one for Miss Angelica.
Yeah, and the one for Miss Angelica. Okay, so I'll put them on a community post because we're going through the statement of the bestie right now. So,
okay, well, sounds good to me. I just wanted to come up and say hi to everybody. I'm not MIA. I've just been a little under the weather. I'm getting better. I'm hoping to get my own content out soon. I know you have some really cool and exciting things coming up. I've been looking forward to it. And
thank you.
Other than that, you guys have a good day. I'm going to drop down into chat.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. He's been helping me out so much. I do have some new stuff coming out soon. Well, I mean, it's not new, it's older cases, but I'm digging into several things at once. Hey, Crispy Treat, and hey, AM. AM said nothing wrong. Officer asking these questions. There was no other way to go around, clearly. Maddie's friends were the ones who would only be able to get most of the info from. Yeah, I just wish they had. If an officer came and asked my children those questions, I would be angry. I think they should have talked to the parents first and been like, hey, I need to ask her specific questions. I need you to not be here so she's not nervous and she gives me the accurate answer. Is there a certain way you would like me to word this? I feel like we could have done it that way, instead of just being like, bam, 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 And her mom is not happy in the next interview. Her mom sits in on the interview. And as a matter of fact, with them being minors, usually parents do sit in on the interviews. So that's what I know about that. Thank you, Hio, so much. So I'll put the oh my goodness, deposition list. I'll drop them on a community post after the live. Darlene said no normal mother would want to tear Stephen would not want to tear Stephen apart. Like Chris Stearns said, why didn't she yell, swear, or attack him even? That's not being a reaction told to them a lot, even when she saw the pics. Yeah, she's not reacting in the normal way for most of us. Hey, Lemon Lime. Lemon Lime says, yeah, a preliminary with friends, parents would have been a good idea. Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at with it. Like I understand that it's graphic what you need to talk to her about, but we need to find a way to do it that's not as graphic as this. Yes, she absolutely did. She asked to see more pictures. Crispy Treat said, I guess that depends on what you did and who is holding the handcuffs. Good to see you, Crispy Treat. And
soon as it starts, just scroll down.
Okay. Did you show this to Brittany the other day?
I did not show it to Brittany.
You did. You did not. Okay.
I showed it to Jeffy.
I'm gonna. I apologize. I'm gonna play this, but I'm gonna downsize it and check the transcript because there's a long pause in here where he's looking at stuff. While that comment I'm gonna read is loading, I'll grab the transcript. Let's see when they start talking again. Hey, Lulu. Also, when did Stepping Stones arrive at Yolanda's work? Oh, we went over that in the timeline earlier. Oh, I'm not sure exactly what time he arrived, but I know it was. There is something off about it. I can't remember exactly what. Oh, goodness. I don't know why my computer won't let me scroll. All right, I'm going to make this big and play it again. I'll probably save it. When I hear them start talking again, I'll put it back on normal. Darlene said, I wonder if she got. Oh, goodness. I hope not. Me too. I would be real upset if somebody questioned my child without me there. I would go scorched earth as well. Like, what did all this say that he's taking this long to look at? I've got it set up for 1.75. He's taking pictures. That's what that click was. She does look happier, don't she, Tony? I don't know why it keeps doing that. Take another picture.
So what do you think of that? What do you think she went? What do you think happened?
Okay.
I think she was scared that something was going to happen, or I think she was scared of. I think she wanted to get away from that, and he threatened her that way she didn't tell anybody.
So basically, they're asking, what do you think happened as far as with Madeline goes? And she says she thinks that maybe she was scared of Stefan and she wanted to get away and he threatened her in some way. So far, that's what she said.
Or she would go tell me, or I would maybe someone told my parents or something.
Okay. Was she a virgin? She was? Okay.
See, things like that, I understand that you might have to ask, like, if you know, if she had, there's like the female said, do you know of him doing anything inappropriate with her? Have you ever heard of anything like that? Like, why do you come out and ask a minor child, a 12 or 13-year-old child, was your friend a virgin? That's the issue the parents had. We should have got with the parents and you should have come up with a different way to ask these questions. hey, Lily, this is the second interview with Bestie. And we actually just found out Bestie is going to be deposed in, that's the next list of depositions. So y'all like have psychic abilities to know that these were the interviews we needed to talk about today. Cajun Juju, Lily Sunshine, and Miss Jim Morrison, it's good to see y'all. Thank you for coming in.
So, did she ever ask you to keep any secrets for her? No? Did she ever tell you anything that she implied was a secret?
Other than her life story.
Nothing more than that. Okay. Did you guys ever have any explicit conversations about sex? Okay.
She would text me like.
Wasn't it? Real quick, sorry, I didn't mean to get so loud. It is 4:46 here, so I'm not going to be able to do the third interview. We will continue through this interview, but I tell you what, I will work on getting the 2 interviews with the other friends that I hadn't put out, and I'll get them together and we'll just talk about them in the live. I don't want to put them out on my channel because it's just not, I don't feel like it's pertinent, and I don't really like some of the things they were asked either. But I'll have Hio help me, and we'll get those 2 interviews together. I'll have them ready for tomorrow, since we know now that those 3 minors are going to be deposed. And we'll finish the third interview with Bestie and the 2 interviews that I've never released. We'll just talk about them here on the live. So I guess it'll be a thing. You have to be here on the live to hear those 2 interviews. Since they're being deposed, I'll bring them up and we'll talk about them. Lemon Lime said the worst is when he implies she's not telling the truth at the end of this interview. Yeah, it's weird. I don't like it.
I would reiterate that you're obviously not in trouble or anything. Anything you tell me is in confidence. This isn't going to go to the school, your parents, or anything. Okay?
On the news, you guys had said that when she turned 13, she would go in the woods.
Yeah.
That's not what she said.
What'd she say?
She said if World War III to break out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're aware of that.
And then if she were 13, she'd go, like, leave the house and never come back.
Is that what you're looking for?
No, she sent me like something weird. But it's like not what
What was it?
it was something like dirty. Like it was like a picture.
What was it?
It was she drew something on paper.
Okay.
It was weird, and you're the person who interviewed me had some.
Brittany.
Yes.
Okay, so Brittany has it. That's okay.
Now, they're referencing the picture that she drew in her notebook. I assume that she showed Bestie. I don't show that picture on my page. I will never show that picture on my page, but she basically showed a man and woman having relations. That's what she's referencing.
She would also on call, like she'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." Like me and him were together.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware of that. Yes. She'd ever confided anything in you personally, though? Okay. About anybody she might have been in a relationship with? Do you think she might have been in a physical relationship with?
No, she was always so obsessed.
Okay.
It wouldn't seem like she was.
Even before she had. Never anybody else? She ever come to school with bruises or anything?
That I know of.
Not that you know of?
Other than like makeup around her eye.
Okay. Did she come to school with makeup around her eye and you ask her and she say it was bruised or no?
She comes with like red eyeshadow.
That's always been weird to me. Why does she put red eyeshadow on her face like she's been crying? Darlene said the parents should have been there. I don't blame them for being upset. I can't understand why she never told anyone. She must have confided in someone, or she was terrified of what would happen. Yeah, and like, what if she did say something to someone and they're not coming out and saying something, and that could be why this happened? Or she threatened to tell, or, I mean, there's a lot of possible motives for this.
Under her eyes.
Okay.
It would look like she'd be crying. She'd be like, I'm not just makeup.
Had she gotten her period? She had? Is that something that you two would discuss?
She told me she got hers because I
Okay.
mine was like 2 days after.
Would she tell you every month that she got it? Okay.
It's pretty much just to give me a heads up that I'm
You said you're typically 2 days after? Was there ever a time when it was irregular? When, it came early for her, or it was late for her?
Yeah.
Crispy said the red eyeshadow under her eyes is a cry for help. It's a way to get some attention and some sympathy. I think so. I think it was a cry for help. I was before that. I was gothic. I was before emo, or however you say it. I was gothic in high school. Lemon Lime says, I don't put much into the makeup thing. When I was young, teen, experimenting with makeup, I looked like a disco raccoon. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you said
Last month.
last month it was late? Do you remember what she said?
I got and she didn't say anything. She was like, oh, I haven't gotten mine yet or anything. Like I haven't had cramps or anything like that. They would show a sign of a period. And then like after like a week I was on mine. And
Okay.
2 weeks after she got hers.
Okay, so she did end up getting it. It was just late. Okay. You said it was 2 weeks, though.
Somewhere around 2 weeks.
Did you have a conversation about that? About what could have caused that? Did she show any concern about being pregnant?
Hey, Kathy.
Did she say that she explicitly wasn't? I know you said that she was a virgin, but if she missed her period, did it come up again? And she reiterate that she could not have been pregnant, or no?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. You don't know if it was talked about, or you?
I don't think it was.
Okay.
I feel so bad for this girl having to answer these questions of this male detective, and just he's being so blunt about everything. Right, Vicky.
Is there anything else you think I need to know?
Other than this, like, it's weird how she called me and was like, hey, they were like, in the room, but then I was confused because she told my dad the same thing,
That what?
that she dropped her off, not.
Shut the off.
Yeah, and she didn't say anything about it.
Okay.
Not even one mention. And then she seemed really calm like every single time I would talk to her.
So again, Jen Soto is saying I dropped her off. It's never we dropped her off or Stefan dropped her off. She's saying it's weird because she said she dropped her off and there was never a mention to Stefan about Stefan when she talked to Bestie or Bestie's dad. Jen Soto never mentioned Stefan. And again, Bestie's like, it's really weird because she was so calm. Why was Jen Soto calm? Is it because she already knew what the end result was going to be and she had already prepared herself for that? Like, did you already know? Did you help? Like, again, it's just weird. Crispy Treat said, I would have been so angry if this was my child. And then I heard the interrogation. I'd have gone down there with torches blazing. That's crazy. Yeah. I think Maddie said something to Jen of like, why would you have him come here on my birthday when you know what he's been doing to me? And then Jen lost it. It's a possibility, always late. I think it's possible for sure. Nessa said, poor girl, sad losing her friend. Now she's being asked by a male officer about periods. Right. I think that's where the mom was and the parents of Bestie. Misty Mo said, I feel like Madeline didn't confide in anyone because in her mind, she was making it obvious with her behavior and health struggles and it went unnoticed. Hey, Sunflower May. Yeah.
Or anything, she wouldn't be like freaking out or anything.
Is there anything else you think I need to know? Okay. Are you aware of what's going on? Have you seen the news and stuff about how Stefan, about how he was arrested and stuff? Okay, you're aware what he was charged with? What was your reaction when you read that? Shocked. Okay. Why exactly? Was it just because you never thought it could happen? Like what was the cause?
Like weird signs from him, but not that he would like touch her weird or anything like that.
Okay, so what kind of weird signs did you get?
Most likely that crossed my mind, like that thought crossed through my mind.
Okay. When was that?
So I'm wondering if she felt something off with Stefan or whatever, because she says here that the thought crossed her mind that maybe Stefan did do something to poor Madeline.
Yesterday.
Okay. So before or after you saw the news? Before you saw the news.
Before I saw that he was.
Okay. The thought crossed your mind that he was doing something with her, or?
Hey, Izzy does it.
He would probably do something.
Okay. Why exactly?
He talks
because they were really close. Like me and my dad are close, but not like we'll be on FaceTime.
Okay.
And stuff. Like that was like close.
Did you ever ask her about it?
No.
About their relationship, or why they were so close, or make any jokes about them being close? No.
I'd asked her why. Like I was like, oh, it's so cool how you.
Yeah.
We were really close. And she was like, yeah, but like being on like FaceTime is like a lot. And she was like, yeah, we're just really close and stuff. Like he's been there for me and stuff. So.
Okay. Are you aware of the sleeping situation in that household? Okay. How about she has her own room there, right?
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay.
They come with the loft and like got and like made like a bedroom out of that. Got like 2 room dividers.
Okay.
And that was her room.
Did she ever talk about anybody sleeping in her room with her? Okay.
Other than her going when she was sick.
About when she would go in the room when she was sick.
Yes.
Okay.
So the only thing she mentioned to Bestie was that she would go in Mom's room when she was sick. Why is she saying specifically when she was sick? If she's only going in Mom's room when she's sick, where is she sleeping at other times if she doesn't sleep in our room? And who is she sleeping with?
So she never talked about him getting into bed with her or anything like that?
No.
Would you ever sleep over at her house?
I had asked my parents because no.
Okay.
But they were just overruled.
Okay.
But that's before Stephen. That's after Stephen moved out.
Okay. Why did he move out?
I didn't know that.
Do you know when he moved out? A couple months ago?
Oh, sorry. Nicely done said constant FaceTime, and Stefan and said Maddie can't go to sleep without him. My goodness, Jen had to know. Yeah, and I wonder if, I mean, again, that makes me think that it could have been some kind of jealousy issue.
You said you don't know why?
Because he's showing Madeline all this attention. Where is the attention for Jen? You know what I mean? I think that, again, it's a jealousy issue. Or, you know, that she knew. And even then, she still is going to be jealous, I think.
I asked her, but she couldn't answer the question.
Okay. Anything else you think I need to know? Okay. I appreciate taking the time to talk to me. I'm sure Brittany told you the same thing, but nobody knew her better than you, right? So it's unfortunate that it seems like not even you knew everything that was going on in her life, right? So, and we're just trying to figure out what all happened.
What kind of comment is that? Like, I don't know. That's weird. I mean, obviously she didn't know everything going on in her life because she didn't know that Madeline was being abused. But like, did you really feel like you had to say that to that little 13-year-old girl?
And if this was, she asked you to keep a secret or something, you know, obviously you're not in trouble. You know, she is certainly not in trouble. We just need to know about when people became aware about what happened. You know, if this is something that, you know, it's happened before. That's why I asked. Is, you know, you think you're keeping a secret from somebody, and you are, you do what they ask. Right? But when people go missing, we just need to understand when this became aware, right?
Her like running away or anything.
Yeah. So what was going on at home is something that obviously nobody your age should have to deal with, and it was something that she was having to deal with. And I find it hard to believe that she didn't confide in anybody.
Yeah.
Not even.
Okay, sir. If Bestie didn't know anything, Bestie didn't know anything. It is odd that Maddie didn't confide in anybody, but I mean, if she was being drugged, she might not have known. But then I go to the pictures that she drew and I'm like, well, she knew something was going on. I don't like the way he questions her either. Tony said, I think she was jealous of Maddie because she couldn't even call her daughter just the body, right?
Her best friend.
I think, I don't know if this is like true or not. I don't even really don't know. I think Stephanie probably like threatened her to not say anything to anyone because that was she would have told me.
Yeah.
That or she was scared of us and this is my parents.
Yeah.
So
Maybe. But in my experience, it tends to come out anyway.
yeah.
So. Okay.
Sir.
Everything's always been true and correct. I certainly appreciate you taking time again, so we can go back to that.
Stop it. So that's all of that interview. Basil, sir, calm. Okay. Shh. Go to sleep, Basil. I'm going to throw a towel on you. Okay. So tomorrow, what we're going to do is since we have the list of depositions that Hio just pulled up that showed 3 minors, I will pull the other 2 video interviews I have with the minors we are listening to Bestie's interviews, and I'll pull the other 2 interviews I have with the minors. I'm not going to put them out on my channel just because I don't feel like there's enough relevant information. They're extremely short. And I don't feel like we gained anything new. But since we're going through the depositions and looking at the witness statements that are basically the reason for the depositions, we'll go over it with that. So you'll have to be here for the live or watch it on replay to hear those interviews, because I just don't feel like it's important enough to actually make a video about and put on the channel. But again, since we're relating it to the depositions, I will do that here with you guys tomorrow. It is 5 o'clock my time, and we've been on for 3.5 hours. So I am going to end this one. Nessa says Maddie had taken a break from the meds and was feeling better, and Jen told Stefan to make sure she took her meds. I think she was waking up to the abuse. I think it's possible. There's just so many possible speculations in this case, right? Carolina said, Madeline's friend convinced me for sure that Jen Soto had to have known. My God, Bestie got weird vibes, but Jen Soto never did. Bestie got weird vibes. Jen's family got weird vibes. There's just so much to this case. So I don't know what to say. I don't know. I want Jen Soto to go to jail. I want her to be arrested. I just can't with these people making it seem at this point, at least right now, that she's not going to be charged. Always Late said, this guy's a jerk and has no idea how to speak to a child, especially a child who lost their best friend. Right. And that's why the parents got mad. You are the goddess of live streams, allegedly speculating. 3.5 hours, I'd fall out. I don't know about that, but thank you for the comment. Guilty of crime. Lemon Lime said no one got weird sexual vibes though, except his Disney hookup. Right. But that's the only hookup that we've heard of that had talked to him. Of course, his parents aren't going to get, they got some weird vibes and even ask themselves, do we really know Stefan at the end? But I don't know that anybody else, we haven't spoken really to anybody else. We know his friend, his Warhammer friend, got weird vibes. So a lot of people in his life got weird vibes from him too. The Megan Boswell case, Always Late. So my friend Alex Erickson is doing a lot of work on that. When I do the outro song, I will drop her link. She's been going refreshing on that case. She asked me if I would cover it, and I told her that if it goes to trial and they do the trial where they have cameras in the courtroom, we will stream it and watch the trial over here, unless it's going on during the time that the CSAM trial is going on, which I doubt. I think they're going to extend the CSAM trial. But that's where I will get Alex's link and drop it for you if you want to refresh on the case. I do know it's going to trial here soon in the next week or so. Jamie Murphy, thank you for being here. Jamie said, I think the roommate did have a clue. She asked Jen and thought Jen would do something, and lots of her interviews was back and forth. Yes, she did. I think she thought it was weird that Stearns is in a room alone with Madeline. And I think she said something, but at the same time, it's just like with Stefan's ex-girlfriend, you think that, well, the mother's there, she's present. Obviously, she's going to have the best interest of her child at heart, right? And it appears that everybody was wrong. Hio dropped Alex's link. Thank you for that. Yeah, so she's touching up on the Megan Boswell case. So definitely check her out. And I'll cover the trial if it's televised for sure. That's another crazy one. Foxy said, mourning his life work. All his Tamagotchis are dead. Poor Tamagotchis ain't been fed in months. All right, y'all. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate you so much. I love spending the time we get to spend together as our little speculating family. I appreciate you all so much. I really do. I really look forward to this with great anticipation. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Real quick, Darlene said, yes, the roommate went to her when she saw something, and Jen told her, no, everything was all right. But she didn't know they were sleeping together. She told Jen about them playing games late at night. Yes. And Toxic said, jury selection for Boswell was pushed to February 3rd. I just don't know if it will be live streamed as of yet. Yes, thank you. All right. I'm going to go for the night. Basil is going nuts. He is ready for his parsley. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. I hope you have a good night. Those of you that are sick or going through some things, I hope you feel better. I will keep you in my thoughts and prayers. I will see you tomorrow. If you want to hear the interview with the other two friends, that they're very short, make sure you're here or you watch the replay. Thank you so much. Basil is attacking me, so I have to go now. Y'all have a good night. Love you. Bye.